6 on my phone.
All right, welcome to Unofficial Opinion Planet Podcast, Episode 2. Nothing special yet, but it's
What are
just
you
us.
talking about? We're special.
I
We're all
mean,
very
it's a
special.
special podcast, but it's not special because we don't have our segments yet.
Hey,
We're
it's
still
the second
we're doing our best to do some fun stuff. All right, so here it is. Here's our co-hosts.
hosts.
Here's our hosts who share equal leadership responsibility.
Amadeus Kyouma. We're taking down the old stereotypes, out with the old, in with the new. Fuck the patriarchy.
Yes.
I'm your host, Amadeus Kyouma.
I am your other host, GymBagBob. I don't have anything to add like
How does
Mr.
it feel?
Amadeus Kyouma did.
How does it feel to have the power as a woman? How does it feel? If you
Yep.
can't tell, GymBagBob and I, we watched the Barbie movie.
They
We
watched the
plan on
Barbie
seeing it.
movie.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I enjoyed parts of it. I enjoyed most of it, I'll say.
I thought it was good. I feel like Will Ferrell should have had a bigger part in it, but
I want to actually look up who is the CEO of Mattel. I'm surprised they allowed Mattel to look like such a shitty company in their own movie.
right. That was interesting because they look like, because they made themselves look like assholes, and I was interested.
Yeah,
they weren't really like the villains of the movie.
But they kind of were.
They kind of were. I mean, it's always going back to corporate greed, capitalism.
Yeah.
So that interesting. I mean, I would have done something like that, made my own company look evil.
Yeah, the director just doing some.
Right.
I'm sure they
But
did as much as they could.
A giant company like Mattel, though. I mean, quite an interesting push. I mean, obviously the movie wasn't directed towards me or you, male audiences, but
Well, it was.
It was?
I'd say so. I mean, that's what I got.
Let's wait for our guest because we actually have a guest that's coming on.
I'm hoping that they've actually seen it.
Yeah. What's his name? Lung cancer or something? Yeah, Black Lung.
Black Lung, a recurring guest for those of us that have watched the last season.
Yeah, last year, actually. I wonder... It wasn't exactly last year, but it was...
It was over a year ago at this point.
Over a year ago. Yeah, we talked to him, and we were wondering on his updates on his careers. I feel like at the time, I think he was... What was he doing at the time? Wasn't it construction or something? Or was he just kind of floating?
Welding, from what I remember.
Just general welding?
Welding at some fucking fabrication place. He went to the gym. I remember he said that he was a gym rat.
Yeah, better remember I have this episode than I do. So I mean that's good.
Well, to be fair, I did watch all of our episodes because I wanted to see how far we've came and if I could be more interesting than I was last time and not as stupid. We'll go with that as the nice word.
Well, football teams, they do review of their play. Like no matter how boring the last game was. Fuck! I need to silence Facebook, so I apologize for all of our viewers because they heard the Facebook ding. Fuck! All right, I just muted it. Jordan just texted me. He said, "Give me 10 minutes."
Oop.
I don't care. I mean, it's.
Yeah, everyone has their first.
Like didn't we say his name last year?
You did. I don't think any of us did. Well,
all right. So no matter what, I accidentally expose him. So I think he's fine. It's not like nobody's gonna try and seek out him specifically.
Well, I mean, especially because this person, he doesn't have as big of a social media presence as we do.
Yeah.
If you type in Amadeus Kyouma, actually, you should find me right away. I want to do a quick check. What do you find?
I mean, if you look you up, definitely. If you look me up, you're gonna find some bow and arrow and.
Fuck yeah! If you type me,
what the fuck is this?
Find me on Instagram right away.
Nocam unveils a social media app that is like Be Real meets TechCrunch.
What
I
the
didn't do
fuck?
this shit. The
I'm
idea
on
for Nocam
LinkedIn.
evolved from a startup. Who the fuck is this Nocam guy?
You.
It's supposed to be me. Who is this? Who's this fake Nocam guy? I came up with this in 2016, alright?
They're stealing your
You're
idea.
stupid.
What a fucking loser. You can't have the name of Nocam unless you've done everything that I've done in my life, alright?
I don't understand it. So I looked again. Amadeus Kyouma appears on LinkedIn. A
Yeah.
laborer at the post office in a certain town in Minnesota. I don't like that my location can be doxxed that easily.
What the fuck?
It's pretty good. No one's gonna listen to this, right?
I'm not sponsored, but I am subscribed to a certain thing called Incognito or something like that. Incog? What
Incog.
Incogno or something like that.
Interesting.
But
What?
it's supposed to like delete your extra information like from random websites that steals your information or steals
Oh,
and
that's pretty
sells your
good.
information.
That's pretty good. I
So I like subscribed to that like almost a year ago now, like in November. Just because I had extra money sitting in my account, I said fuck it. But
um I think it was a week ago. I watched a video talking about different browsers and search engines, and the guy was pretty much doing a tier list for like which ones were spyware and which are actually like the best browsers.
yeah.
Uh, Google Chrome and
Oh my
Bing,
god.
fucking Opera, they're all spyware. All right,
Yeah.
all of your information, it's just getting sold out. You have no privacy. Get fucked. I don't want to try and multitask doing the podcast and switching up my browser, but there's a couple that I want to try and download just to see how it goes.
So
For the sake of it,
why do you think you're on LinkedIn?
I I know I definitely made an account at one point, but
Okay.
I just don't know why I would have chosen fucking my fake name, my online handle versus
Okay. So
my
okay, so
actual
it was
name.
you then. But
It had to be, yeah, especially because they worked at a post office.
okay, so you
Uh,
can change it then still.
I don't know how to access that account. I don't know. I can probably reset my password somehow.
Look, I've had some success with customer service. After I handled civilians at a military base, all right, every like customer service has been seamless for me. All right, you just you feel the anger growing within you, and like you feel an aneurysm is about to burst, but you just live with it. So then you just let it happen, and then you
That's how
just
I've been. That's how I've been feeling this past week. Heat wave, being outside,
yeah.
working late.
My God, my
You know,
AC
just
doesn't even fucking work, and I'm in the South too, so I mean, it sucks. All
why do
right.
you think people live in the South? Like you know about Phoenix, like 110 degrees for the past 30 days. I
Look, they have.
wanna ask you
If you don't,
why do you think people do that? Why?
why do they voluntarily live there? That's a good
Yeah.
question.
What what's the reason? I don't see it.
They want to live like Fallout New Vegas 24/7. All right, I don't
Yeah,
fucking.
but it's not. No one. Okay, you can't. You
The
can
only
enjoy warm
reason I
weather.
can think of, and this isn't a sponsor, is Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, which is they have two locations, one in Arizona, one in Florida. They also have a location online. That's the only
So the
reason. That
so
when Northern Arizona University, I feel like I talked about this before. They tried putting me in their honor program before.
Yeah, you've mentioned
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So I mean, the only reason I could see Arizona being a viable option would be for colleges. I don't know what the
but
incentive would be for living there.
the
Some
entire
people
state.
like the heat.
That is, you will not like 110 degrees for 30 days. The fucking
Look,
cactus, they're dying. All right, that hasn't
That's
happened
okay.
before.
it's probably like
I
any
mean,
normal state where like, okay, what were you saying, Molly?
I mean, for like the winter, it could be like people don't want to deal with northern winters, so they might just be like, I'll deal with the extreme heat for the summer just so I don't have to deal with like below zero temperatures.
Okay, so you think they're just enduring until the winter? Just like, I'll deal
Yeah.
with this. This is fine.
That
Yeah.
city, Phoenix, Arizona, is one fucking power outage away from becoming a national disaster. No fucking joke. Elderly homes, hospitals that
Yeah.
rely on AC, if that shit goes out, people will fucking die because of it.
Yeah.
I mean, Texas and the ice storm that hit, how underprepared that state was for any
Yeah.
sort of like infrastructure attack.
Very
I'll be
conversely, yeah.
I'll be curious to see what happens when that does happen, because I
I mean,
fucking pee.
the
Shit
weather
will.
is becoming more, for lack of better vocabulary, bipolar. I mean, it's becoming more random, up and down, and that's mainly due to the global phenomenon we are experiencing, which, depending on
Yeah.
what kind of political spectrum you're on, is fake.
I really should listen to like two well-educated people on polar ends of the spectrum and
I would like
actually
to,
have
yeah, I'd
a.
like to listen to more like both ends of the spectrum.
I
I
don't
am
want to
more.
listen to the conspiracy theorists that just deny it, but the people that
Yeah,
have like rational explanations or have good reasons for why people are blowing it out of proportion if they are
right.
good. But
Like that
I mean,
person I was
it's
talking about just a couple days ago, or like it was last week. I was talking to you guys about like I got a Snapchat, and he's just like someone who was forced to be in our section because both of his superiors were gone. So it just happened to be that he was a part of us, and a person that was like above us who wasn't specifically in a leadership position was kind of blamed for his disappearance because that's just kind of how certain parts of the government works.
Mhm.
So he was blamed.
Do you?
Wasn't?
I was just gonna ask, do you think the government is run well? Is it efficient?
Well, no. I mean, obviously not. I mean, it doesn't
No.
take an expert to.
What do you mean no? It's the
I mean,
government. How can they not be efficient?
it's efficient for.
Them.
Yeah, I mean, it's efficient for what they've
Who?
established. I mean, it's kind of like things
What do you mean?
work.
What do you mean by that?
So they set up something, and
Okay.
then the people on the lower end of whatever the fuck they set up just kind of make it work in the efficient
So
manner.
give me an example of what you mean by that.
So like they'll make a system like it'll kind of sort of work, like do this on this specific day,
Yeah.
and then like, all right, yeah, we'll do that, and like something not it doesn't exactly work out, like the vehicle doesn't work or something, and then they're like, all right, well, on paper it works, all right. So the
Do you
grunts,
do
the
anything?
lower of the low, make it look like it works, which makes the people above think it works. So then at the
But are
very
they
tippity top,
actually?
it works.
But are they actually doing anything productive? Like what's
I
being
mean, eventually they'll
accomplished?
get to it. I mean, eventually they'll do it. But I mean, this
So
is
what happens like if other 80% of the time when nothing's happening? Is it just what are people doing?
getting paid, sitting there. All right. This isn't the best thing for me to answer for being the lowest of the low part of the government, and at the same time being intoxicated to a degree. But I mean,
I'm just trying to ask you like the most brain challenging questions that you really have to think about. I want to test your mind right now.
this is. I mean, this is
How
interesting. I think it's. I think it's fun. So
how intelligent would you rate yourself when you get more inebriated? Do you think like obviously there's some parts of your cognitive mind that slow down.
yeah,
However, when I've been intoxicated, there's been times where I've thought I know I'm dumb. I'm dumber, but I'm also smarter in some ways. Do you
I
ever
mean,
have anything like that?
I think it's my reaction time, or at least some like acknowledgments to some things that are going on. Like I'm always like I'm still like present in the moment. Like I'm checking, like making sure everything's going smooth within the podcast. And then last night I was intoxicated. I was playing with uh, Holy Turtles.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
yeah, on Rocket
Oh
League. I was
wow.
intoxicated, and we were playing
Yeah.
ranked, and he wasn't
You were
intoxicated. He had to work today, so he said, "No, I'm not going to drink." And I said, "All right." And he got gold too, and I got platinum. So I mean,
that speaks for itself.
yeah, I mean it's reaction time, really. I mean, I think that that could get better. I think obviously the more I drink, the reaction time would definitely slow down, but I think it's this is absolutely like a dumb way to explain.
Yeah,
But
because
like
you
you
completely
know
like
how
haven't answered my question. You haven't answered my
right
question.
you know no I think
Do you feel more intelligent?
I feel like my reaction time is higher.
So what about intelligence? What's
Intelligence
happening with your brain?
it's definitely not affected. It's
It's not affected.
in like a major way. Like it's slower in grabbing some intellectual information that I could probably elaborate information better,
Yeah.
but in a short-term memory way, I think it doesn't really change anything.
Okay, so if I ask you like what were we talking about 5 minutes ago, you're still like up to date on that, right?
Yeah, so 5 minutes ago we were talking about yeah.
What were we
so,
talking about 5 minutes ago?
so I think my memory is just affected in general.
uh,
it's
Molly,
it's pretty
does this make you curious as to like what it's like to be at least a little bit drunk where your memory isn't as sharp as it normally is when you're sober. Your brain can still lapse on and formulate thoughts, ideas, concepts. It can speak words. It's just not as good as it normally is. Does that ever like I wonder what that'd be like.
you wonder you've never had it happen.
I Not really. I don't know.
Are you planning on ever exploring the idea of substances?
I will try alcohol.
But
Well,
once it's legal,
Yeah, once I'm 21.
once the
technically,
government says you can do it.
yeah, technically, haven't you already tried alcohol at one point though?
Yeah, I tried wine and I spit it out.
Yeah, that's fair. I I mean, this is all personal experience, but I will say that almost every alcoholic drink that I've had, even the ones that I think are good tasting, there's still there's an alcohol taste to it. You just
Yeah,
unless you get like a really good mixed drink where it is impossible. I've had a couple of smoothies where it was like a vodka strawberry smoothie. It sounds disgusting and it's probably not good for your stomach, but however, it was mixed for me. You just can't taste the vodka at all. I think unless you have a drink like that, you are going to struggle to even attempt to get to like half the level that Jason's at the moment.
good point.
I
I
don't know.
am drinking vodka right now, so
Hey,
Nice.
so
Are you
you're
just doing
still
like
planning on visiting Minnesota for my 21st birthday, right? So we can all go out and drink?
hold on. When is that?
When's my
that's
birthday?
that's sometime next year around this
It's
summertime.
next year. Holy fuck, man! I'm old. I feel old.
I'm fucking old. You're not old. All right, you're young. You're young.
um, shit. Where's the calendar when I need it? Yeah. All right, there we go. So 2024. Wow. Say you're 20 right now?
Yeah.
The hell? Where's time gone?
Does it feel like you're 20, Molly?
No, not really.
It doesn't feel
How
like I'm
old?
21, so
How old do you guys think you should be? Genuinely. What's like the first number that pops to mind? Jason, how old are you?
19.
Molly, how old are you?
I still feel 19.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's like the age, you know? It's like right before you're in your 20s and you feel old. So what about you, Carter?
Yep. Um, 19 or 20. I can't
Yeah.
decide between the two. I will say, my 19th birthday was probably my best birthday.
Yeah.
I have good memories of being a 19. So I don't know. I we can't mention the word, but that year when that year and a half where the world was like kind of in a altered state,
Yeah.
I I enjoyed it for parts of it. You know, a once
Lucky
in a
bastard.
lifetime event. You get to enjoy once in a lifetime events. They're once in a lifetime. You never know when it's going to happen again. COVID Part 2, Electric Boogaloo, 2030.
Yeah, for
Hey, why'd
me,
you say it?
it wasn't so great. But, I mean,
User experience may vary. User
yeah.
experience may vary.
I mean, it was only because I didn't really. I mean, I was in a new town. My superior at the time forced us to move 2 hours away from our original town. All right, this is expanding on the lore that I feel like I previously established in the last iteration of the podcast, but still, I mean, we had to move 2 hours away from our initial origin town, and and then what I only had like half of the school year to really connect
Mhm.
with people, and then I was getting there. I was almost there. Like I remember the last day to the T because it was like I was at robotics and like I just finished machining this part and it looked like it was factory. You know, it was great. It was like it was this perfect part that like the at the time the robotics program, I forgot what it's called, but the robotics program for the high school
Mhm.
had something going on where like you had to like bring in the balls and then you had to like eject it somehow. But like 1 hour robot would bring in the balls, it would kind of veer it to the side or some shit
Mhm.
for some reason. So like I machined a part that kind of just made it go straight into it. And it was great. Like
Nice.
I made a, like a part for it and like I made a curve in it and everything, and I was proud of myself, and I was like I was talking to people and like actually like acting like a normal human being, which is rare for the time. And then it's like when I was leaving and I was getting into my superior's vehicle, I saw like a teacher who had a protest sign was getting ready. So my COVID
Protests
experience,
against.
yeah, my COVID experience
I'm
happened 2 weeks before everyone else's.
nice. What was that teacher protesting?
Yeah, it was a teacher union that was protesting
Okay, so
in the district.
nothing exciting, pretty much. All right.
It was exciting at the time because I was trying to figure out like, all right, what's gonna happen, and then like the next day I was like, all right, no school, that's great, you know, and
Yeah.
that's pretty rare. And then like COVID happened. I distinctly remember like my parent or like my mom and my brother talking about it, and like, yeah, that's just some bullshit. Like they're obviously hyping up COVID because the media always hypes shit up because that's what they did at the time. They always hyped up,
Yeah.
you know, the most menial thing, especially like even Ebola that like barely affected Northern America.
What if, what
Like
if
that
Ebola was like our COVID instead? It was
that
the Ebola pandemic.
that would be insane. That would probably be a lot more deaths because it's a
Speak. Yeah, to go fuck yourself, virus. You're not living.
right.
Speaking of, okay, off topic, completely jumping ships right here. But speaking of Ebola, uh, our host, well, yeah, one of our hosts, she has just completed a shirt for me, and this shirt, ladies and gentlemen, is not any regular shirt. I am very happy to announce that at some point in the future, we will be selling officially licensed Opinion Planet podcast merch. I'm putting on a shirt right now. At some point, we'll have photos for the rest of the viewers to see what they look like.
I'll add
But
it to onto my Twitter as soon as it's possible.
Yeah, I gotta take my headset off because I can't fucking.
I think Opinion Planet should have its own Twitter. Honestly, I think I should probably
It
make
should. We should create Opinion Planet podcast social media on all social media platforms.
and then have you guys attached to it to be able to interact with it more, and then have more
Yeah.
videos. I think that would be good. That would be the ideal situation. That's the cool thing about hearing the first 2 episodes of our reboot is that you guys get to hear what our plans and ambitions are going to be with the rest of this podcast. Because in the future we probably aren't going to be talking about our ambitions like just off the top of our head, but
We won't be.
I mean, if something comes up in the middle of a podcast and we come up with an idea, probably, but the rest of it should come within meetings or
Yeah.
right.
What are we talking about now? I'm sorry, I got disconnected.
No, that's all right. I mean, we're just talking about like ideas that come up during our podcasts. And this one, it's probably going to be more rare. I mean, in the future podcasts, like beyond episode 3, to hear extra ideas.
Extra ideas, as in
Yeah, like Opinion Planet, like having its own Twitter that we can all connect to.
Oh.
I think it does, but I should definitely check that after the episode. So nobody's looking at our podcast, thankfully. So I mean, we should be in the clear to.
I mean,
look at that
what
one.
are all the socials that this podcast has so far? I mean, I'm on the homepage on YouTube for your account, Jason.
Yeah.
I can view your Soundation account, Gray Matter. No, another
private.
What's the word? I'm trying to think of advertise. Advertise your accounts on the popular channel.
Yeah.
Opinion Planet. Didn't we? So there is a Twitter, a TikTok. That's where the money is these days.
No way. There's a TikTok for Opinion Planet?
Not yet. At least there fucking better not be.
We need to make one
Yeah,
as soon as this episode ends.
There will be as soon as this episode ends.
Yeah, that's good. By the time, I mean, we have no live viewers, so like, there's gonna be no one. There's not gonna be that one asshole that's gonna beat us to the punch.
Like we gotta like beg, like, hey, can we have this domain, please? I beg of you.
That's pretty good. Do you guys do you think it's a good thing with how dominant TikTok is? How it like kind of, I wouldn't say killed Facebook. Facebook still has its own niche, but TikTok is easily the dominant social media player at the moment. Do you guys think that's a good thing? Do you think that's good?
I mean, it's not amazing. I mean, it allows people to be super like bare basic and I mean, there's the dumbest trends, but the dumbest trends are going to come with the internet regardless. So I mean,
So what's the difference, pretty much? I mean,
right. You know, I mean, that's regardless. There's going to be retarded, stupid.
I think one of the worst things about it is that like everyone's attention span is shortening. Because when you see like these few second videos that you're constantly scrolling through, it's harder to like watch like a movie or something.
Focus on a book. I fucking noticed that. I bought a book like 2 months ago. Really good book, Battle Royale. It's what inspired the Hunger Games. Hunger Games is trash by comparison. But it took me like a fucking week to get back into like the ability to even to read, to look at a sentence and actually absorb. Okay, that is what happened. And then I can read this sentence. Okay, that is what happened. It's terrifying what brain rot does to you.
That the Hunger Games, however you worded it, like came from that book, or like
because Battle Royale came out in 2000, if I'm correct, and okay, it's the same concept. Kids kill each other because the government says so. So whether the Hunger Games is directly inspired or not, it's derivative of
derivative.
Yeah, it's derivative of Battle Royale. But I want to look up and see if I can actually find like a direct link between the two, or if it's just an idea that they copied and did
I
a
heard
different way.
that the author of the Hunger Games came up with the idea while they were like flipping between the news channel of a war and a reality TV show.
I mean, they probably did. Wait a minute. Oh, that would have been interesting. Quentin Tarantino directed the Battle Royale movie. I've still wanted to see that.
That could be interesting.
He wanted to direct Hunger Games as well. That would have been
Damn.
okay. This is the deep dive into the not so credulous side of the internet, but I'm looking at a Reddit article um, talking about the Hunger Games seems like a blatant ripoff. Am I wrong? Uh, this isn't. Yeah, this isn't anything that concrete. Okay, so Molly, you're more than likely correct. I would say that the author Suzanne Collins, she got the idea from watching probably I don't fucking know what war it would have been. The book came out when? 2010? 2011?
Earlier than that, it had to have been earlier than that.
The Google will tell me. Dun, dun, dun. Published 2008. Okay. 2008? I wonder what big war. I mean, it could have just been the fucking Iraq war. Which, if you want to hear us talk about, go to the last episode. But, I don't know. The Hunger Games is infinitely more popular, and I can see why, because it touches a lot more on. Well, actually, you know what? No. Fucking Battle Royale did it first. Battle Royale did it better. Fuck government.
I've never heard of Battle Royale.
Neither have
It's
I.
okay. To explain it to you guys and to anyone else that is unfamiliar with it, imagine the Hunger Games, but it's more grounded in terms of our civilization. Um, think like alternate World War II ending, where Japan is like its own solid empire. They didn't win the war, but they didn't get fucking nuked either. So they're big, fascist, totalitarian government, and every year they just have a random class compete in a fight to the death. They televise it, and they tell the nation it's for the good of the country to really carve out the strongest of the strong.
Yeah.
Um, but otherwise, it's pretty much kids killing each other. The
So-
book is what? I'll let you. What were you gonna say? Hello.
Oh no, I had nothing. I was just
Okay. Um,
yeah.
it's just pretty standard. I mean, it's nothing too crazy. Kids killing each other. I'd say the book does a very excellent job with its characters. Gets you to care. You got the fucking villains, the heroes. Um, it was made into a movie, and I have no idea if it's like a really good movie or a really shit movie. I still want to watch it at some point, but I don't know. It did Battle Royale before Hunger Games did. That's that's its claim to fame
The
to
Hunger
most
Games
people.
book?
Okay,
Yes.
so is it like Hydrox and Oreos?
What?
Is it like Hydrox and Oreos, where like Oreos or like Hydrox came first, but Oreos came second, but they became more popular?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much. Hunger. Okay. I think it could just be timing as well as trend. Okay, trends. Um, the Hunger Games book 2008. The movie I think came out in 2012.
Sounds right.
Jennifer Lawrence was. I think that was. I want to say the movie that made her really big. I mean, no,
Yeah.
she was in some other shit. I know that,
Yeah.
but I'd say that movie is what put her on the big Hollywood stage as the next big female actor.
Which is fair.
Um,
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'd say a lot more people also had time to hate the government, especially in our information age, technological age, where the internet is more propagated. You're more aware of shit than you were fucking 23 years ago. Globally, the amount of global intelligence global awareness, I guess would be a better word, that people have is a lot better. I don't know, female lead, you've got good action, intriguing plot, archery,
A love story.
a love
Yep.
story. Battle Royale has a love story, but it's not as good. It's not as developed as the Hunger Games. Hunger Games had
Well, it
3 book
doesn't
story.
matter. You know, it's the movie for the boys. You know.
Okay, I'll say Battle Royale is the movie for the boys. Hunger Games
Okay.
is the girls' night out movie. We'll go with that.
Okay. Speaking of boys or girls' night out movie, we do have our caller that's coming on soon. Currently on Discord, it says he's playing NBA 2K23, so you judge him for that
Jesus
for what
Christ.
you will. He is going to join callers soon. As soon as he does that, I'm going to throw us on, and we'll start talking about the Barbie movie because we've all seen that. And unfortunately, if you haven't, you're just a loser or something.
Spoiler
So,
warning.
yeah. All right. Looks like he just popped into the callers. So, this is or I guess we should
Black
say
Lung.
Black Lung from last year. I feel like I've exposed his name before, but if I expose him now, then I apologize. Maybe I'll fix that. I probably won't. But I mean, come on, who's gonna seek out you specifically? All right, so I mean, yeah. So here's Black Lung. It's been a year coming. Developed our careers. Let's see how it goes. Hello?
YOLO.
Right. All right. Welcome. Do you still want me to call you Black Lung? Lung
You
cancer?
should just call me Jay.
Jay?
Just call me Jay. Yeah.
Jay.
All right. All right. Welcome, Jay, to the podcast. We're slowly developing the lore of what your real name is. This is
It's been a while.
yeah. It's been about
a long while.
about 365 years, or 365 days. Fuck. Yeah. If you haven't noticed, I am intoxicated. I feel like I should bring that up, but
I'm drinking right now as we speak, so we're good.
oh, that's perfect. What are you drinking?
Modelo.
Ooh,
Modelo?
alcoholics.
Yeah.
Is Modelo any good?
No shit. I was drinking that last night. I was just.
I had
Yeah.
to try.
It's
Is it
not
any good?
Modelo orange and lime is my favorite. So.
okay. I'll have to look into that. I just drank the regular. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's Mexican beer.
Oh yeah. I used to like drink a shit ton of Corona, but I was like, actually, I want to get some hair on my balls, so I'm going to Modelo.
Well, because Corona was, associated with the 2020. We had
that forte.
Yeah. So how's it been? It's been a year. It's been 365 days, about probably longer.
A lot has happened.
I think a lot has
I live
happened
in
to all of us.
Oh yeah. I live in a different state right now, and I got my dream job, like I said I was.
Same
Nice.
here. I mean, well,
There you go.
I live in a different state, but I don't know about dream job. But
What are you talking about? That's not your dream job.
well, it's dream job when I was 9, but
Yeah, you grow up and then. Yeah, that's fair. But hey, that's good for you, Jay, that you got your dream job. I think the 3 of us talked about it a while ago. Out of all the people we knew from however many years ago, you're like the only person we know that's, truly living their best life,
yeah.
doing what they want to do.
Yeah, I'm a licensed motorcycle rider now, so I got a Harley, and I sports for Harley, and now I got my
Fuck
dream
yeah.
car, and then I also got my dream job now too. So.
What's your dream car?
Turning off your phone.
Okay, Scat Pack.
Oh, you got a Scat Pack?
Scat Pack. Yep.
You have a
I
fucking
just
Scat
finally.
Pack?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Purchased or you own that shit?
I'm finishing payments.
Hell, fuck yeah. Still though, goddamn.
Oh shit.
Yep. And then I just got a Sportster Harley. So.
By next year, I'll be a licensed motorcycle driver. All right. Did it cost you anything?
So, well, I did. No one's listening. I did ride illegally for a while, and then I was like,
Okay.
every time I see a cop, I was kind of getting a little scared. So, But when I went and took the classes, it's like $400 for where I live. It's like a 2-day class.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not terrible.
Wait, you said 200?
400.
Oh shit! All right. There's the intoxication kicking in, but yeah, that's it's pretty big. I mean, it's not the worst.
Yep. And it's shitty because if you fail, you don't get a refund. You know, you lost your money.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fuck that. Goddamn.
So.
Was it difficult, or was it like pretty straightforward, especially with the amount of experience you already had going into it?
I was still nervous because I'm not really a good paper test taker. When I got to like the driving part and like the maneuvers part, I had a perfect score.
Hell yeah.
The test, I kind of had a few questions wrong, but I still passed.
Yeah.
The test part, paper part, was pretty much like self-explanatory. Like if you just use your brain, what's more realistic.
Yeah.
The maneuvers, they can get a little tricky, especially if you don't know how to exactly ride, and it depends on your body type and the bike you're using. The bike, I'm not really a big dude. I like only 180 pounds, 5'10". So I had this big ass 500 Harley. So I looked like I didn't look like I fit on that thing. So, but I would say for new people it's a little challenging. But
no way, you said you're 5'10"?
Yeah, I'm 5'10". I'm not really tall.
I was taller than you in high school. I'm 5'7". What the fuck?
Oof.
What the hell? That's great. So I'm shorter than you.
I wish I was at least 6'1", 6'2", but it is what it is.
I'm happy with my height, and I'm 5'7". So I mean, come on. I mean,
6'1" isn't as. It's not that great. I mean, sure you're tall, but yeah, maybe it's just my line of work. But being tall is more of a fucking nuisance than anything at this point.
See, I mean, I'm happy because for what I'm doing, I don't have to duck when I'm jumping. So I mean, it's
good. You're still a short king in my.
Yeah, but I'm a little boy living in a little world.
All right.
But
don't ever say that you're a little boy again, please. For the love of God, don't.
I'm gonna listen back to this and cringe, but I'm gonna enjoy this. But no, this is it's not bad. I mean, you passed first try.
Yeah, I did. Yep.
Yeah.
We only had like 11 people total.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to the like when you're practicing, they give you. I went on a weekend, so I showed up early as hell on a Saturday. I went into the classroom. You did a classroom like for 4 hours, then you go on the track or the course.
Right.
You get to practice maneuvers. They go over everything. You can fail, you drop the bike, do whatever. It's when you get to like the actual paper thing. You have to be. I think it depends on the state though too. In Nebraska, because that's where I live, state of Nebraska, Omaha.
Badass.
You have to at least have. You can only have 5 wrong on paper tests, and then when you get on the course, if you have 3 points knocked off of you, then you fail.
Mm-hmm.
So we had one girl drop her bike 3 different times on the test part. So
it's always the
females. She's the only one that didn't pass.
It's always the females.
Wait, she was the only one that didn't pass?
Yeah, she was the only one, and she was the only girl too.
Did she? Okay. Did she seem like she, from what you were able to tell, like she really wanted to actually learn how to ride a motorcycle?
Yeah,
kind of there.
Yeah, she did. She wanted. Her boyfriend apparently is like a big time rider. He's been riding for years, and she was finally working up the courage, and she really wanted to ride with him, so she did it. Take the class, but now she's got to do it over.
Do it all over.
I was the youngest guy in the classroom, and everyone couldn't believe it.
Yeah. As soon as I get my license, I'm gonna invite you onto the podcast again, and then we're gonna do a review here. But that's gonna be interesting. I think that's interesting. I mean, it's yeah.
I fucking love riding. I've only been riding for 3 months now.
Yeah.
And I whip that thing like it's my bitch.
Hell yeah.
You I mean, what's some major updates from last year besides some interesting classes you've taken?
The fucking scat pack. Oh my fucking! I'm
Yeah.
envious of you for that
Yep.
shit. That's good. That's good.
I'm a traveling welder. So that's,
Nice.
I
travel
mean,
a lot.
that's. I think. I mean, obviously, we have like net zero viewers, especially after a year of not doing any podcasts, which I may or may not have brought up to you. But this is a revival, actually, of it because we
Oh
have
yeah,
kind of
I was wondering because like I was at work probably like a month ago.
right.
I don't know if you like texted me or something, but like I was like, man, I kind of missed that podcast. I ain't gonna lie, and I kind of just like try to remember the shit that we were talking about and
Yeah.
everything, and I was like, wow,
Yeah, we may have.
crazy.
Yes. So I re-uploaded everything, like all the old episodes. So I believe the one that we had with you is up right now.
It's
It's
the
just
second to last. Yeah, second to
okay.
last
So
episode. If I
yeah, so
remember right.
we have Amadeus Kyouma, the podcast specialist, who actually like looked at it, and then yeah, he actually listened through it, so he knows exactly which one it is. So yeah, I mean we had an actual like kind of falling out, and this is the revival. This is the second episode. The first one was just kind of like catching up with the host specifically. This is you're our first guest. I mean, essentially.
Sweet.
So
Sweet. Hey, fuck, bring me back to old times. Like, I feel like we just had that podcast like last week.
yeah, I mean exactly. I mean, it
So-
feels that way, but I mean, if I could exclude what happened like within the past year, I mean, yeah, it feels like it was just last week. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's great. So I mean, I think we're all having fun here.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to go somewhere with that, but obviously my mind was interrupted.
I'm very. I don't know. I'm having a decent amount of fun. My job isn't as exciting as
There we go. That's where we're
yours.
going to talk about our
Our
current careers.
careers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get to travel, but within like a 50-mile radius of where I live. I'm a cable technician, so I get to
There you
walk
go.
into people's houses and tell them, "All right,
Critique their
you're
living
hooked up."
areas.
Oh my fucking good. We're not going to talk about that because people are not all, but a lot of people are fucking disgusting and filthy.
Yeah, I mean, actually, the last time I had someone over for it's like a normal, like they're fixing because the living area that I have is like notoriously bad for um mold and all that kind of jazz, bacteria. So they came over and they were like complimenting me on my organization of my room, which is it's just a normal ass. At least to me, it's a normal ass room. So
Yeah, no, it's depressing how people let themselves go when it comes to being cleanly. But
right,
I can't say anything to them because that's not my job. My job is to just install the internet and the cable and call it a day. It's a boring job. Well, sometimes it's exciting. It's not what I want to do with my life, but it pays the bills, the schedule works, and yeah,
yeah. You hear that,
it's the
kids?
best I got at the
We
moment.
can't always get what we want, but we'll get there once we get there.
Yeah, it just takes
It'll take quite a few years, but we'll get there.
Right.
eventually. That's the hope. Well, episode fucking 99. How many years would that be from now?
We'll say
That's
that. I mean, I'll do the calculations later, but well, episode 99, we do one episode a week.
99 weeks. Isn't there like 48 weeks in a year? So about like 2.5 years.
Yeah, 2.5 years. You say you'll have your dream job. Is that
Yeah.
is that summer of 2026? I hear.
Two and a half years. That's like winter of 2025.
I hear it calling my name. That's crazy.
I don't know if I can. I definitely probably could get my dream job, whatever the fuck that is. I just don't know how to even start with
You
it.
know what it is. You've heard my experiences, all right? You know what it is.
Wait, fuck. What is your dream job again? I'm forgetting what
Look,
your dream job is.
All right, I don't have a specific dream job, at least anymore. I had one, but yeah, I mean, I'm doing government work right now. We'll just say that.
Yeah, Mr.
Works
fucking
for the cartel.
CIA.
Yeah,
CIA over here.
Fuck that. 3-letter
Supply-
agencies. Oh my god. No.
Supplying crack to our neighborhoods. How fucking could you, Jason?
Yeah, it turns
Unforgivable.
out that I'm just working for the UPS.
Imagine.
Hey,
That's
you've,
still,
all right,
government. Fuck.
I apologize.
no, it's good. Did you guys hear anything about the strike? There is
Yeah,
some
I have.
news.
Yeah, we talked about it last episode actually. We actually like searched up the specific name for it. But it sounds like they've had
strike.
yeah, it sounds like they had a success though.
Yeah, from my understanding, drivers that have been there for like 6+ years, they're going to be making $49 an hour, which is close to about $100K a year. So good for them.
Jesus.
All new employees are getting bumped up from 15.25 to 20 an hour, I think. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is now a paid holiday, and all new trucks will come with air conditioning on them.
Yep. May I remind you that
But
it's
yeah.
called the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. All right, it's a
That's-
cool ass
yeah.
name. But I mean, from what I heard, they reached a happy agreement, and then they're both happy what they have, with what they have. So I mean,
It's good that they got it. I won't lie.
so far, I
there
mean,
was a-
it's not like officially confirmed,
Yeah.
but like they've kind of like they're in the process of getting it confirmed because they're all happy with it so far. So it would be very rare if they didn't. But yeah,
I don't know. There was a part of me that was hoping that it would escalate, and I know that's bad for everyone. It's bad for the company, obviously, because they're losing. I think the estimates were half a billion to $1 billion a day.
would destable the world's economy. That would be interesting.
Yeah, for every 1% unemployment goes up, like 10,000 people die.
Yeah.
So there's a part of me that wants the company to burn, but if the company burns, then people burn.
Yeah.
So
I'm
it's
immune to
unfortunate.
it, so I mean,
well, for now.
for now, what are you talking about?
I don't know. Fucking what was the last government? You know what? We can pull a France. We can pull a France.
Pull a friend. That's the National Guard's problem. That's not my problem. All right.
You'll be a target anyway.
No, I won't. I'll just be in my room.
Do you want to come back to, just hiding out in his room? It'd be kind of interesting if you came back to this town in your outfit, your professional outfit, and just started saying the most stupid shit to people, just to see like
Are you talking about my ShamWow? My green jacket?
No, not your sham. No, your work outfit, your work uniform.
What the just stroll down the street in OCPs? That'd be crazy.
I'm sorry if I'm not speaking a whole lot. Our third host, for some reason, isn't able to connect.
It's a yeah, I saw her disappear, so I was curious about that.
Who's the third host?
GymBagBob.
Molly, of course.
As soon as you popped in, that's when she got disconnected.
What are you talking about? The third host? All right, the third member of DIRD. All right, do you remember that?
Of DIRD.
DIRD. DURDE.
Yeah, I feel like I do.
Yeah, it's the bunny thing. The inflated case.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
the more I say, the more it's going to be released to the public. All right, that's going to be a thing soon. All right. All right. As soon as it's a thing, we'll include you, and then there'll be some extra commission on all of our parts. But everything takes time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
For sure.
I just got you know what, you guys might find this funny. I just got the biggest fucking jump scare. So I was texting that third member of DIRD,
Right.
whatever the fuck that is, trying to like tell them I have no idea why you're not able to hop on the podcast. That's really weird. And then I turn around and there she fucking is, standing
Oh,
over
great.
me.
Always watching.
I'm going to Target and buy a headset.
What?
I'm running to Target so I can get a headset.
You're running to Target to get a headset? Okay.
Jeez.
Okay.
Well, I guess it's not too far away, but
It's not too far away. It'll be worth it. It's practical in the long run.
perfect. Triangulating your location even more.
Well, nothing's being triangulated, all right? We live in
An undisclosed location.
Stillwater.
Reminds me, I still gotta
Okay.
do a Stillwater review.
I'm sorry, this is being really terrible of a podcast right now. I'm realizing it the more and more that we speak. We have a
Yeah.
guest. This podcast is about the guest.
Exactly.
Black Nerd. Jay, I almost called you by your original podcast name. What makes you go out every day and continue to do the shit that you're doing? Are you enjoying life?
I am. So okay, well, I'll just get personal. Fuck it. But I've only lived in Nebraska for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
When I was living in Minnesota, I didn't like the person because my parents split, and I didn't like the person that my mom was with. And
Yeah.
I told her either he leaves or I leave. So I ended up
Ultimatum?
leaving because, yep, she chose, and I left. Then I kind of lived homeless. I was couch hopping for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and I was living in a furnace room on like a futon, like 2 months, 3 months, just hoping to get carbon monoxide poisoning at some point.
Right.
Just that quiet death. But then my dad, I was on like no talking terms with my dad, and then all of a sudden, like I go on a snowboarding trip with him in December, and then I had like a heart to heart with him on our drive back. It was like a 4-hour drive. He pretty much
Yeah.
just said like, "Hey, there's a lot of jobs out here, a lot of opportunities. Drop me off." And 15 minutes of him dropping me off, I said, "I'll have my car packed in 2 days. Meet me here." And I moved to Nebraska 2 days later.
Oh
And
yeah.
then I've been
Holy
living with my
shit.
dad for 6 months now. Got my car, dream job. I'm now a licensed motorcycle rider for only 3 months now, and I got this nice ass Harley. I've been with my girlfriend ever since I met her. Like
Mm-hmm.
2 days of moving here. Met her.
Nice.
We've been together, and now we plan on moving and
Just
getting
goes
our
to
own
show how
apartment here in
fucking
March of
quick
next year.
shit can go good for you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. So right now I go to work every day because I'm trying to like get my body and set my mentality of like I have built like a crap ton of bills to pay and like to be able to afford my family in the future.
That's actually beautiful. I mean, it's. I mean, it's a year later, and it sounds like you have like a full and complete like success story, or at least you have some sort of like character arc that you're building. I mean, for lack of better terms.
Oh yeah, I got to drive right now. I met a lot of new people, like huge friend group. I'm the youngest in my friend group out of all the guys, like, because
Yeah.
they're like because they're all like 26, 27.
Right.
I turned 21 by the end of this year, so I mean, um, they're like it's hard for you, Jordan, to believe that you're only 20 because you act that you're older.
Right.
I go, well, I don't. Most kids don't get that often, but yeah. So, and I naturally gravitate to older people too. So, but yeah. So,
especially with the line of work you're doing, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Kind of works.
oh yeah, yeah. Like 2 weeks ago, I was in South Dakota and Kansas City and Iowa in a span of a week. So.
Oh shit. Okay.
Just for work. So.
So how far have you gotten with your job so far?
So when I first started working there, I kind of started at the bottom of the barrel, and I was kind of just welding together these things. They were trying to see how well I was, because like I was a young guy saying that that knows how to weld, and they were trying to test me.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of starting off doing like kind of the bitch work to see if I can actually work. What was my work ethic, all this stuff. And then I
Yeah.
started fabricating, showing them what I could build, my welds and everything.
Right.
And then I've only been there for 4 months, and now I'm the third best welder there in the company.
That's
Hell
fucking
yeah.
great. You know,
Yep. So
I
now
like.
and then
What's that?
I said then so I've only been there for once, got a huge raise, and then I got my position that I've been wanting was field, full-time field. So I go with the big guys out in the field and weld all the framing for jumbotrons for stadiums.
Nice.
Holy shit. That
Is it
sounds
Yep.
that sounds cool as fuck.
are the projects that you do consistent? Like, is it constantly shit for stadiums or?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I'm always working. Always something to do. I love heights. Like I fucking adore heights.
Damn.
So any chance I can, I get, I'm putting my harness on and I'm like either dangling off a building or I'm in my boom truck that's 60, 70 feet in the air.
Right.
And I'll like stand on the railing and lean over and try to test if Jesus is watching me at the
Right.
time. But
Yeah.
I love it every day. I love it waking up. Even though I'll get like 3 hours of sleep, I love it.
Right. I used to be the complete opposite. Like I like was absolutely terrified of heights. Like eventually summer jobs. I did construction. You know, it got me like converted to like enjoying it. So I completely understand that sentiment. I mean, it's to the conventional person that, it's a little different, but I
Oh, yeah.
think
I mean,
that's
yeah.
kind of cool.
Once you get a taste
yeah.
of it, I can see how you desire more and more.
Yeah.
I worked that same construction job that Jason did, and was scared shitless a good first dozen times or so of like going
Yep.
anything above like 30 feet. But I don't know. After a while, you just kind of get used to it, and then you start to like think, "Wow, past me was a little fucking bitch. I want to prove to him just how much
Yep.
better I currently am. Let me go higher.
Dude,
Bring it all
There's
on."
one thing I'm still trying to break because I overthink a lot of things. I'm still trying to break it. Um, Bigger ladders. They kind of get to me a little bit.
yeah.
With how they move and sway so one of the jobs we're working on a big college stadium that's coming up here, Creighton,
Right.
and I just found out we were having our meeting and we're going over blueprints, and then I'm in the background because I'm always eating. I'm always eating no matter what.
Okay.
I'm in the
fair
background
enough.
just eating, listening, and my boss was like, "Yeah, so we'll send these guys here, and then we'll have Jordan and Colby on the 60-foot ladders." And I was like, "Pause? What do you mean by that?"
Yeah, hold up a second. Holy shit.
So yeah, so in like 2 weeks, me and my close coworker are gonna be on some 60-foot ladders welding.
Oh,
So,
shit.
okay, describe to me how these ladders work. What part
So
about it makes you sketch?
so the bigger the ladder, the more it moves with your step. So each time
Yeah.
you go higher, it like bends down, and
Yep.
so by the time we hit like the 30-foot to 40-foot mark on the ladder, it starts to bounce like a trampoline in the middle.
So is the ladder against anything, or is it like dug straight into the fucking ground? And that's
We just take it
I'm
off the
having a
truck
hard.
and put it on the ground and leave it there. Hope for the best.
Okay,
Yeah.
having.
They
Yeah,
got
that
they
just
got
ain't
like
big sketch.
we got stakes at the bottom of them, so if we have grass, we can stake them into the ground like hard so they can't move on us.
Right.
Oh, okay. Oh fuck yeah, I can
Um,
see why that would feel
and then we
sketchy as
got
fuck.
oh yeah, and then we got grips at the top, so whatever it's resting on, it's got grips to sit on, so it's like more tension and like it's got grip, so it doesn't
Yeah,
slide on us.
yeah. Or do you know if there's going to be like anything at the top, or is it just like stake it into the ground and that's the best you're getting?
Yep, that's pretty much what we get. And then whatever
Yeah.
it can lay on, we lay it on, and then we just go up and get it done. I had a scare incident though, actually a week ago. I was on a 32 footer, just like around 30 foot, and I was having my welder get passed up to me by my buddy Kobe, and it was so hot out that my hand, like we're all sweating,
Yep.
and my dumb ass decides to touch the prong itself by my bare hands, and
Oh.
I send a shit ton of volts through my body, at the top of the ladder, and I froze and kind of just stood there, and my buddy thought that I was gonna fall off the ladder because I sent a shit ton of volts through my body.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Did what was going through your mind in that moment?
My whole life flashed before my fucking eyes. I ain't gonna lie, because it was a far drop and there
Yeah.
was concrete below us. So
So you have some kind of tie-off system, I'm guessing, to the ladder, right? Or
no,
no?
nothing.
Nice.
Oh my god.
I respect
Nope.
it. My job,
Damn.
we have our tie-off gear. We have to climb poles and sometimes cable strands to disconnect or connect people, and they give us safety gear. I'm just stupid and I don't use it. At least the harness to protect me in case I fall, because it's annoying to put on and it makes a job that could be done in like 30 seconds take 5 minutes.
Right.
So I don't know. Yeah, that would be fucking
We're
sketch.
yeah, when we're in our boom trucks, we wear our harnesses.
Yeah,
So,
that
but
makes sense.
ladders,
Okay.
it's naked and free reign. You
Yeah,
fall, you're
there's
dead.
nothing.
That's
I
crazy.
mean, I would think there's it's like a standard ladder, right? It's got the pole and the
Yep.
2 bars. I mean, yeah, you could tie yourself off to that.
Oh yeah. A lot of us just
So is it
we're
Just
on a
don't
time
care.
crunch.
is it like by
That's
standard you
fair.
should, and then you guys
Nope.
just don't, or just
Nope, we never got told to do it. Never. We just hey, get on this ladder, go up there and do that thing up there and get down. And we're like,
Damn.
okay, cool.
Yeah, I
Sure,
respect the
we're
shit out of that. Just doing, I'm gonna go up there, do my job, and then just come down. I mean,
Oh,
it's scary as
Yeah.
fuck, but I mean, damn.
I feel like
yeah.
that's gotta be an OSHA violation, but it's not. It's not my problem.
We
I'm
we
not-
like to think OSHA's ain't looking.
as long as
I'm not-
OSHA's not there.
I'm not a part of OSHA.
We
so
hate
I'm not
we
confused.
hate wearing our hard hats. So if we can get away without wearing them, we will not wear them. But if we have to in an area where we know safety
Yeah.
guys and OSHA guys will be around, then we'll put them on.
To be fair,
The hard
yeah,
hat-
if you're like 600 feet in the air, or like 60 feet
It
in the
doesn't-
air, it doesn't really matter. I mean,
Yeah. That
It
helmet
only
ain't gonna save
matters
you.
for the people on the fucking ground that I can see an argument for just a little bit, because you never know. Fucking a bolt could fall out of your pocket or some shit, and then bam. But
Mm-hmm.
for the guys that are up there,
right? I mean, exactly.
use your choice. Use your fucking choice.
I mean, yeah, I mean, at the end of it, if something happens, it's gonna happen. But I mean, do you trust yourself more after you do that job? Like, do you just feel
Oh yeah.
like, yeah,
Yep.
yeah? I mean,
My girlfriend hates it though because my hands look like shit, and I look like shit all the time though. So. Body looks hella beat up.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely get that part. I mean, it's just physical aspects though. I mean, does she's got to think that it's pretty badass though what you do, right? I mean,
Oh yeah, she likes it. She loves it a lot.
yeah.
She doesn't like the fact that I'm like average hours I work is 14. So
Yep.
I'm not home as
Sounds
often
about right.
as I should. So I
But I
work
mean-
just my last 2 weeks ago I had like almost 75, almost 80 hours under my belt on that 1 week paycheck. I'm always working.
Yeah. Do you get so is this like salary or is it per hour?
Nope. Hour.
Okay, so is it overtime? You get overtime?
Oh yeah. Yep, our company is nice though too. So if you work over 8 hours, no matter what you're sitting at for your hours for the week, if you pass an 8 hour on a Tuesday, you're already starting to make overtime.
Nice.
Anything past 8 is
Yeah.
overtime. So they'll put it in our paychecks. We're like, oh shit. So us guys are in the field pretty much all day till sunrise, sundown. We're making
Yeah.
overtime by Wednesday, Monday already.
Yeah. God damn, that's
Right.
pretty.
Holy
If you don't mind
shit.
me asking, I mean, you don't have to disclose the exact amount, but I'd want to guess the kind of work you do and the hours that you put in. I'm gonna guess 2,000 to 2,100. That's my guess.
1,700.
17. That's pretty fucking good.
That's pretty close. I mean, it's pretty close to what I was making
Right.
my construction job. Definitely
But-
higher, but
My buddy walks home with a fat one because he gets since I'm new, I started at a lower wage, but he's been there
Yeah.
for quite a few years, and he sometimes can bring home $4 grand.
Jesus
Holy
fucking Christ.
shit. That's
Yeah.
not bad
He's
though. I
he's
mean,
he's really good at what he does. He's
right.
super good.
I mean, yeah, you have to be if you're bringing home that kind of money, but that's good though. I miss overtime, honestly.
I know it sounds me personally, that amount of money sounds fucking great, but in the moment, I fucking hate only having 2 days to live the weekend pretty much. Otherwise, the rest of your day is just. I don't have a job that's nice enough to like, okay, this is my entire day. My work is my life. I enjoy it. Installing cable, it's a job.
Hmm.
I don't. My coworkers are okay, but they're not that great. I'm not going to be great friends with any of them. They're all cable technicians. Your stereotypical cable technician.
Right. Sundays is
And
our only days off.
mhm,
But if we're out of town, we work Monday through Sunday.
nice. Genuinely,
Yeah.
sounds like a pretty fucking good gig.
Oh yeah, yeah. We got if we're out of town, we got shit to do. That's our motto. We got shit to do.
Yeah. You like it? You
I
like your
suppose
coworkers and your job, combined?
Oh, everybody I work with, I love. They're all
That's
good, all
that's
good people.
that's good to hear.
One of them, I'm like, he's probably my best friend that I have here in Nebraska. So I work with him, and then the other two, I got Colby and Tristan. They're fucking hits and a half. They're funny as shit.
Yeah.
So
It's great.
all my bosses are super cool. They're down to earth. They always make sure that you're well taken care of.
That's good.
So,
Damn. I mean, what do you mean by taking care of?
so like if we, they make sure like if it's like a hot day or anything, they make sure you got the shit you need, fed, all that shit.
mhm.
If we go out of town, they give you a shit ton like per diem, so nothing comes out of our pockets. And the best part
Nice.
about it too is like they'll give us our per diem and then still pay for our meals, so we don't even get a chance to use our per diem.
The fuck?
It's just extra money in your pocket. That's
Oh
fucking
yeah,
amazing.
yep. And then whenever we want to take a break, if we want it, we can for how as long as we
Yeah.
want. So they just want to make sure that we are loved and
That
we
sounds like
feel.
the
That's
model,
good.
the fucking model company right there.
Yeah. Dude, I
That's perfect.
love
That's how
Oh yeah.
hearing
you.
that. I love hearing about good leadership. That's good.
That's
Oh
how
yeah.
you get
They said
workers
Yeah.
that will.
when I was in the interview with them, they said that attitude is attitude is like a big thing. So if you come to work with a piss poor attitude, they'll send you home and say, "Come back tomorrow with a better one." Because everyone,
Yeah.
when you come
Yeah.
into work, everyone needs to be happy and enjoying life.
That's good. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you also, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You got the risk of the guy who, you know,
You don't want
the
fucking Mopey
ladder's a
Joe
little too
going up. Yeah.
wobbly. He's like, all right,
Today's not it.
yeah, nobody's looking. I had a disagreement with my mom the other day. Might as well.
Oh yeah.
No, that's nice. It makes me envious because my company, they're decent. They do some, nice things that they don't have to, but other parts as well, it pisses me off. I'm not sure how
Mm-hmm.
much net worth or how much gross revenue your company brings in annually, but I know mine makes $2 billion fucking dollars a year. That's an astronomically large amount of money. You think they could afford to give technicians non-black clothing during the summer months, so you're not outside the majority of the day in all black clothing made out of fucking polyester? But no, but no, you get it. It's not the end of the world, all right? I realize you get used to it, but it's just sad.
You should wear your lab coat during the day.
I fucking lost that, but if I did, I'd still bring it.
Yeah.
I'm pissed. I asked, so when you first join, you have an option of choosing yellow shirts or black shirts.
Right.
I was never told about this option, and when I found out about it, I tried asking my boss, "Hey, summer, it's kind of closing in. It's getting fucking hot. Can I get some yellow shirts?" He tried telling me that whoever they is, did a study and found that there's no difference really between people that use the black shirts and the yellow shirts. I wanted to just call him a fucking moron right there.
That
I,
is
they're made
wrong.
out of the yeah.
That's
They're
scientifically wrong.
it just is. I know they're made out of the same material, polyester. It sucks ass for
Right.
keeping you cool, but yellow absorbs less than black. That's just
Yeah.
that's just how it is.
I mean, right. I mean, the sun's white. It absorbs the light. Black absorbs, the light of the sun. I mean,
It's just how it.
I feel like
fucking
it's elementary
works.
just explaining it right now, but
I don't know. Tell it to
Be
fucking.
surprised.
apparently
Be
it's
fucking
not.
surprised.
You're right. Yeah.
The other part that annoys me. The higher ups in the company, obviously, they get the nicer shirts. My boss, he has like a beige cream cotton shirt. It looks good. Our uniforms look like shit. His looks good. It's a lighter color. He's inside most of the day. The fucking trainee or the trainers, they wear blue shirts. They're inside pretty much all the time.
What the
They,
fuck?
they sit on their ass. It's just
You think it
so
would?
fucking stupid.
You think it would be like the opposite? The black shirts work
Exactly.
inside, but
The black shirts work inside. It still looks professional.
right.
I mean, you can have nice looking black shirts. I've fucking seen our employees higher ups have like quality black shirts made out of cotton and shit.
That's why. I mean,
It's just
again, I can't complain what I wear because I'm in the South. I'm in one of the Carolinas. I'm not going to specify which one, but I'm in one of them. And when I was in a specific government school, there was our instructors. They were in black. They had black undershirts and a black hat.
mm-hmm.
So I mean, they were suffering from the Georgia sun. Well, we're just in like normal tan undershirts. I mean, it's that would be kind of shit. That would be hell. So I mean, Minnesota, it's a little different.
It only okay. As much as I'm bitching, it sucks for 3.5, maybe 4 months at the longest.
Right.
It's 4 unnecessary months, but it's not that long.
I think it was. So I understand where your concerns lie. I just think it's stupid that they said or that they brought up the studies.
Yeah, no, that trying to fucking gaslight me thinking I'm stupid or some shit.
Right.
That's wild.
Okay, the other idea that I had is all the other technicians in my area, they all have the black shirts. So, the new guy, he wants to be that quirky motherfucker, the only one with the yellow shirts.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, that's like 20% of it. I think the yellow shirts look better than our black ones, but also, heat stroke. And
Have you told them you've had a heat stroke before?
yes,
Wait,
it doesn't matter.
you've had one before?
Yeah, when I was fucking younger, 11 or 12.
You told me about this, definitely, but
Yep, I was playing tennis, all black clothing, just didn't drink any fucking water. I'm positive it was a heat stroke. Something fucky happened. My entire body started to feel heavy, like I couldn't move, and my vision turned a violent shade of purple and yellow to the point where I couldn't it hurt to look at anything. I just felt like I had the spins. I just sat down, like started to scream because I just, out of fucking nowhere, your body starts feeling like it's dying.
yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and factually, once you've had a heat stroke, it's easier to get them like later on too. So I mean,
and you know what?
concern, but
the last thing I'll mention about my fucking company's bullshit. I asked my boss's boss because he was asking us about our uniforms and how often we wash them. Fucking stupid. But anyway, I asked him, "Yeah, is there any chance I could get the yellow shirts?" He said that they are only available to new hires or if you're requesting a size increase or decrease. Otherwise, they can't do anything. Part of me wants to be a cunt and just say, "Well, I'm actually fatter than I thought I was, so I need double XL yellow shirts, please."
it's just
And then 4 months later say, well, I lost a lot of weight thanks to being outside so much, so let's go back down to XL, can we?
Well, what's it gonna hurt? I mean,
They're gonna. I'm gonna be a shithead. That's how it's gonna hurt.
I feel like it's bad because this job's really like changed my perspective on like, especially civilian work. Like, what could they do? I mean, they couldn't do anything legally. So I mean,
Well, yeah. I mean, they can't. I don't think they could fire me for it. Yeah, they genuinely they couldn't fucking fire me for doing that if it's all
Right.
within procedure or policy. Fuck it, these people aren't my friends.
Let's just see what
let you
happens.
guys know if next episode I'll let you know if I've been fired.
Shit, that'd be directly responsible.
That'd be pretty funny. Maybe I'll just move to Omaha. No, I couldn't do your work. I would feel miserable.
Really? It's
Yeah,
fulfilling
man.
sometimes.
The
You can get
biggest
over
killer-
working long hours. You could probably do it.
That's. I think that'd be the biggest hiccup.
Depends
is
on
I
who
feel
you're
like
talking about.
I feel like I have more enjoyable things I could be doing than working, but
All right.
that's
If
just me.
If
I
you
don't know.
could rather do Jay's job or Jason's job, which one would it be?
I'd rather do Jay's job.
What
All
about
right.
my job?
I
Right,
would.
you're-
Okay.
you're
okay,
on-
Your job
you're-
is your job is the worst out of all three of them. I'm sorry. You work with old people and you make 12
good.
something an hour. I
As the assistant manager, mind you.
you told me that you work there still out of spite. That's it.
Yeah,
It's not the pay. It's not. It's just spite. Damn.
exactly.
If you're good with kids, you could be a nanny. That pays well, or a babysitter.
Yeah.
Pays really well.
I wouldn't ever hire a guy babysitter. That's just me.
We did
I'm
talk
talking
about that
for,
last episode.
Talking for the other host.
That's true.
That's
Yeah, how about
my,
him?
so my girlfriend works 3 jobs. She does
Yeah.
nannying on the side, and she works at a baby like playground thing, and then she's a waitress.
So, what are your thoughts on the capitalistic society that America is today? That someone has to work 3 jobs to be comfortable with what they make?
I think it's fucking ass, honestly. Makes me want to live in a different fucking country. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of actually sad, and it makes me even more nervous and sad for my future kids, what they're gonna have to go through.
I mean,
Definitely.
I know that's been my thought. My want, move to a different country and hope that it's better.
Mhm.
People 200 years ago, America was the next big thing, and times change. So
It still is. I mean, to their minds, to their perspectives, it's still the big thing. I mean, it's still the, once I move here, everything's going to change,
I suppose that mentality will never die. I mean, I'd hope I move to a different country and I'm just able to make it work and figure it out. But it always feels like the chances of that actually working are slim to none. But maybe it's just pessimism.
Hey, you know what? With what we have and my connections, all right? Eventually, someday. But
What
in general,
eventually?
yeah, you're kind of fucked.
Yo, give me
Well,
1
okay.
second. I'm gonna go let my dog outside real quick.
Understood.
for it.
Got it.
I already know Molly's answer, but Jason, if you had to move to a different country, what country would you move to?
It's a good question. Probably, definitely somewhere in Europe.
Okay. Which
I
European
know
country?
hers is like somewhere in like one of the Nordic countries, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know. I like the idea of the EU where like you're able to like travel to like one country over, and you're in a completely different like idealistic perspective and everything.
Yeah. That's crazy to me how we have the Midwest, the West, the East, the South. We have 4 different regions. That's fucking. It's like traveling to a different state, but it's that amount of culture shock.
Right. I mean, because at the end of the day, we're all Americans. The problem is that I relate to America too much. So I feel like if I move out, I'll just gaslight. Like if I move to the United Kingdom, I'll just gaslight everyone there. Like,
I
well,
think you'd be perfect in the UK.
this is why America was better. You know, I feel like
Who won the
eventually,
revolution?
I know I'm gonna go there. Like eventually, like even if it's like a opinion planet trip, we go there. I want to go to Boston for the Boston Harbor, and just taste it, taste the water, out of a teacup.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. I'm surprised no one's. I haven't seen anyone do that for like a social media campaign yet.
I'm
Pro
sure
America.
I think if somebody has, they stole my idea.
You know, if Joe Biden did that,
If he did that, I would 100% vote for him. Like I'm not even joking. Like
that'd be patriotic as fuck. I'd
yeah.
love that, but you can't be fun in politics. Okay, I think he's a terrible president, but I think the last fun president, Trump had his funny moments. I don't know about fun.
Yeah.
You know what? Okay,
That's why
I don't know if there's ever been a
That's why our art teacher liked him so much.
yeah. There's been funny presidents. Joe
America.
Biden's funny for the wrong reasons, for his slip ups. Saying
Yeah.
things that he shouldn't say.
Yeah.
My favorite one. Poor kids can be just as smart as white kids. That's still
That's
classic.
wild.
Yeah. That's
Donald Trump, he has a lot of funny moments. Too many to get into. Obama, I think the best thing he ever did was the interview with Zach Galifianakis, Between Two Ferns.
Yep.
That was great. I loved that
I
shit.
also thought it was funny when he bombed Mideastern hospitals too.
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty funny. More fucking deportations and civilian. Yeah, Obama was a good president. George Bush, my favorite George Bush moment was there's two of them. There's one where he's talking about the fucking 9/11 terror attacks and how America isn't going to let this slide and how there will be consequences for your actions. And then he says, "Now watch this drive," and proceeds to hit a fucking golf ball. It's perfect.
Yeah.
The other one is he's in, I think, Congress talking. He says, what is it? Our enemies never stop thinking about ways to terrorize and harm our citizens, and neither do we. We never stop thinking about it either. It's funnier when you actually watch the clip. I'm just taking all the humor out of it. Our presidents are funny, and for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean that's a big reason I didn't really care who got presidency, because it doesn't really matter, because they're just a celebrity politician.
It's still the two-party system either way.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, if Congress pushes something and then the Senate pushes something, and then this, it comes to the president's desk, what are they going to do? Not sign it? Like, they're going to sign it regardless.
Yeah.
They're just there.
What are your guys' thoughts on the Supreme Court? As not even what they discuss or the members themselves, the idea that the Supreme Court cannot be influenced by any other party or has no regulatory authority over it.
No, that's interesting. I didn't really do
a good thing?
I didn't do a lot of research on it, but I remember when I was sick as fuck, food poisoning from what I believe was Thailand food in college. I was watching the new Supreme Court. It was one of the Supreme Court justices that just got put in there. They're voted in.
It wouldn't be Kavanaugh. No. Oh, who is it? You continue what you're saying. I want to look it up who it was.
Was it Kenji Brown Jackson?
Justice Jackson. Yep.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. It was. It was her that was coming. I was watching it. And I was watching all the conservatives grill her. They had the most retarded questions, but then they had some decent questions at the same time. Stupid. All right. Excuse me. And then, like, for some reason, she gave like some more leeway to pedophiles and other justices or some shit.
What?
And then they're like that was like a talking point. Like I was watching the whole live discussion because I was sick. And I was like, all right, I got I got nothing better to do. So
Yeah. What? Okay. So I want to ask all of you guys again, what are your thoughts on the Supreme Court as a concept where these people are appointed for life by whatever political president is in power, and they have no one to check them? No one can supersede the Supreme Court. They are the authority. Is that a good thing?
so I feel
I
like
don't think it could be a lifetime thing.
all right, so I agree with that. I feel like the way that you're like asking the question is very like assumptuative. Is that a word? Is like it's a very like it's assuming that people agree with the statement that it's an incorrect thing to believe in.
Well, yeah. I mean, I have my thoughts about the
Yeah,
Supreme
I mean,
Court, but
all right. So the bias shows throughout the question is what I'm pretty much saying.
but the question,
but
yeah,
it's
but the question is there. But the
but I
question
mean,
is there.
I mean, I understand. I mean, I obviously disagree with it, but I mean, it's. I think there definitely should be like some age limit. I mean, I think that's what everyone agrees about. There should be age limits on the any political spectrum. Like there should be age limits, or
Uh,
at the very least, some sort of like cognitive test.
Yeah. Jason, what's the age limit for holding any political position or Supreme Court position for anyone? What should that age limit be?
Talking to me?
I mean, I think it should
Uh,
be like in general, it should be some sort of test to check it, but like at the very like maximum, probably like 80. I mean, at that
what
point,
about
like
yeah?
Damn.
What about
80.
what about you, Jay? How do you feel? Term limit,
I
age
don't
limit?
know, honestly.
like come on, if you're
I'm probably-
pushing 80, like come on, just like sit down, take a breath, you know.
I agree, actually. Then
Molly?
I don't know, maybe 70. I don't know.
In what
Right,
age
yeah.
limit?
Well, yeah, age limit or a term limit?
70.
70?
70, yeah.
That's fair. I'm harsher about the idea of the Supreme Court, so I like 70 more than 80. But also the fact that the lifetime appointments, I think, I don't know, 8 years, a little bit longer than a president's term. So that way, like, a president doesn't just like get a new Supreme Court every time. Maybe 10 years. I don't fucking know. Not lifetime. That's a start.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think definitely there should be like a definitive date. Like at least like 78. You should call it like, all right, I should probably like sit down. Like
Yeah. What? I'm curious.
and
All
then
this.
but like before that there should be some sort of cognitive test you take. Like are you fit to like make decisions for the country that you reside in, kind of thing. But
What do you think good questions to ask that would be?
that in
I
itself
mean,
is a
I
good
know I'm putting
question.
you on the
I
spot.
mean,
I know I'm putting you on the spot, but
definitely
I feel like do we do like, okay, what's 120 times 15?
right. I think it should just be like general like IQ test kind of shit. Like if you've
IQ
ever
tests are
taken
such
like,
bullshit, though.
I mean, if you've taken like an online IQ test, look, I mean, if you fail that, then that's kind of a problem.
Well, what defines a fail? Like, what's the threshold for IQ before you're just unfit?
Under 90. All right.
All right, that's fair.
I think you should give them a standardized like test that high schoolers get. Just see if they know it.
Okay.
Well, like an
The,
AC,
the
well, like an ACT or
ACT?
what?
Yeah.
Well, the issue with that is like you're
Nah.
asking history, mathematical, and scientific questions when their job is
Yeah.
deciding to set precedent over morality, legality, and fucking pretty much just that, legality and morality. So how do you ask questions that determine that a person is still that isn't morally bankrupt
My
or
my thing
makes
is
good
like, I mean, my thing is asking more like what cognitive is rather than intelligence. Like if they're slightly less intelligence, but they're more cognitively there. I mean, and everyone
I
voted
feel
them
like
in. Then I mean,
have both an intelligence and a cognitive.
I feel like it should just be cognitive. Like, see if they're like all mentally there, and then if everyone like voted them in, then that's all we need. You know, if they, and then just, I mean, the whole thing is like assuming we do without the. But there's a certain like voting system where like people decide for us. I forgot what it's called.
Republic.
No, like you know how like we pretend to vote for like the president, but there's like the real people who vote
We
for
vote. Yeah, we vote for. Yeah, that's a republic. We vote for our senator to vote for.
No, we vote for like the president. Like we pretend to vote for the president, but then there's like the real people who vote for the president.
Yeah. So we do that, but for Supreme Court nominations.
No,
That'd be interesting.
because
That'd
I
be
wouldn't
interesting.
I wouldn't want them to do that because I don't think that's the right thing to do. Is that some mysterious like just random people just voting for us? I think that's insanely retarded. Stupid.
Imagine.
But I feel like if I'm pressing the message more if I say it was retarded because
It's yeah. I mean, imagine a world where Donald Trump could have like self-marketed himself into becoming a Supreme Court justice
right.
just through like marketing and money, and it's just a lifetime appointment.
Somebody talked to
That's
me
how you.
about what's that?
I was just gonna say that'd be like the ultimate way to buy yourself into power. That'd be pretty good.
Right. Did somebody talk to me about this the other day? Is that like like every politician has like an equal amount of funds that's allotted to them to the government, and they can only use that funds to push their presidential campaign or push their political campaign. They can't use their own money for it. It's just like allotted to them by the government. So it's kind of equal. It's not like only rich people can join, like get on the bandwagon.
Is that an idea that you had?
Or it's an idea that a coworker of mine had, and I thought it was an interesting thought.
I like that idea. That's pretty good.
Yeah, because then it's just not because then everyone could just be like, if they're like agreed with enough, then the government could just allot them that kind of money, and then they could.
You have to be fucking creative, make the best of what you got.
Exactly, and it's not just like the supposed American dream where you're just
the other thing that would fix is you don't have I can't think of the word, but you don't have conflicting interests. So say pharmaceuticals give you fucking $750 million, the pharmaceutical companies give you that money to make your campaign possible and win you the presidency.
Right.
Well, you're not gonna fuck them over. You're gonna be nice to them now. They own you. That would eliminate that. I mean, yeah, that'd be pretty good actually. The only thing that I'd be questioning is like, how do you decide who's running for president? Is it going to be X amount of nominations for this person, and then thus they get the money, and then they can begin their fundraising or their campaign trail? Or I don't know, but I like that idea. That'd be fun.
I mean, that would be an interesting person to put on the podcast. Actually, just like ask like outward questions like that. I'd like to actually challenge them because there's someone who seems like that could be challenged because they actually want to.
This isn't the white supremacist, is it? This is a different person.
No, this is a different person who actually who's trying to advance their career in like an interesting way. I mean, he's interesting, but not, but in a different way. In a positive way. But yeah. All right. Shit. I mean, I guess. Yeah, we should direct this more towards our guest here. I mean, what are your thoughts on it?
Again, I mean, it's the fact that I also don't want to be in this country because of all that reasoning. Like, it's just I try to stay away from it because it just half the time it fucking confuses me.
Right.
I'm like,
It's bullshit.
It's
I
designed to
agree.
be that way.
It's just so dumb. Like, and everyone, like all the people that I work with are like, yo, I'm proud to be a fucking American. I am too. But then yet again, if these guys are gonna act like this, and what else? Like, it's just so
It's hard.
confusing. And the people that they
Yeah,
put in office is it's so mind blowing.
Dude, I'm
it's
in
hard.
the job to say that, and I agree with that, like 100%. Like, it is politics are definitely stupid.
And
The
like
patriarchy.
the people that I see, well, and the people that I see like running are the people that will have in these high positions of the government. It makes me
Right.
feel like, well, fuck, I think I can do it.
Exactly. You probably could run it
So
better than them. I don't know. I mean, it's
the rate I've been seeing, I try to avoid it as much as I can, but it's hard not to because you hear the stupidity on some things and you're just like, okay,
right.
whatever.
I mean, I'm in the
Yeah,
middle. I lean less. I lean more to the left politically, which is weird considering my line of job. So it's interesting to listen to everyone who's my coworkers talk about it and then deny certain things, which is like a very like I mean it's lining up a lot with what we've heard with a lot of our the people we voted in. So I mean it's interesting to listen
Hmm.
to and interact with. But
And like, I think when you guys brought up, and I could be wrong about you guys, about having just random ass people, and they just check a little box and bam, they're there. It doesn't make sense to me.
yeah.
I think I think you need to actually, and the fact that anybody can do it when they're of age is mind blowing to me because like you can get someone that's dumber than a box of fucking rocks,
Okay.
and their opinion matters.
So you not only think there should be a cognitive test for the political figure, but there should be some sort of cognitive like competent
Yeah,
test for someone for the
ex-
voter itself.
yeah, I
I like
agree.
that idea. I like that
That is
idea.
what I'm saying. Because nowadays, holy fuck in Christ, are people stupid nowadays?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with
And
that.
the
It's kind
fact
of
that their vote matters for that high of a power is fucking crazy to me.
yeah, the
Their
crazy,
vote's just as important as yours.
yeah,
It's
or even less depending on what state you're in.
true.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing
Okay,
is
so,
equal. Nothing is equal.
and then even less. I mean, their vote doesn't even matters because, or their vote doesn't even matter because according to, like, there's like I still have lack of vocabulary for what it is specifically, but I mean, there's a specific voting or a specific group that votes for the Americans.
Electoral college?
Yeah, there we go. There we go. The electoral college. That's what I was trying to get at the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, for my state, yeah. It the only choice that matters is what Democrat I vote for.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Never fucking once has this state voted Republican. Not even when the rest of the fucking country did. For Ronald Reagan, this was the only Democratic state. So this state doesn't matter. Pretty good.
Yeah. It just seals the deal that I just want to live in a different fucking country.
I don't blame you. Whenever you get
Fucking
to it,
Japan,
we'll
here I come.
whenever you make it there, we'll still have this podcast going. Hopefully, we'll be out of this country by the same time you are. But we'll chat about how much better we're all living as opposed to fucking July 29th, 2023.
Yeah,
For real.
exactly.
If it makes you guys feel any better, we do have one Gen Zer in Congress. He is 26 and he is the Democratic U.S. representative for Florida's 10th congressional district. He is the first Gen Z member of Congress.
I don't care. Just reminds me of those like generic ass people in NCA. Like
What if
they have to be the right person in the room.
what
Always
if
side with the
Anna
teacher.
what if Anna becomes a member
You
of
know,
Congress?
I wouldn't be surprised. All right, you know what?
Who?
To our guest, what if Anna was like one of our guests, or was one of our part of our electoral college?
I don't even know. I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, this is such a specific question.
At the rate, I mean, just fucking run it up at this point.
Yeah.
I say run it up. Let's see what happens.
Fuck it, right? I mean,
That's where I'm at. Fuck it.
All right. So, what was the specific question? Was it Senate or was it the Electoral College? I was kind of lost there because I was grabbing something, but
Oh, the electoral college. I thought.
is that what he said originally?
That's what I thought.
Okay.
I thought so.
All right. Then that's what he said. I mean, this. Then yeah. I mean, it's. I don't even know.
Confusing me. I wake up every day and like to look at sparks. So
Yeah.
whatever they do is, it's just, and I feel like each day it just gets more and more confusing and complicated. I'm just like, yeah, I'm good.
It's kind of weird because I mean, I'm supposed to care about politics more only because the position I'm in, at least the line of work I'm in, more.
Right.
At least in this the sense of a broad perspective. So I mean, it doesn't really matter to the general population because most of it is just stupid garbage that some of it might be brought up. Sure, sometimes it's stupid. If it's stupid enough, it'll be reversed eventually.
Right.
I mean,
It's just, it's wild to me sometimes.
yeah. I really don't pay
Stupid
attention
wild.
to politics a lot, which is kind of
Oh,
weird.
I try to avoid as much as I can.
Right. I mean, same here, which is weird in my unique perspective. I mean, if it's some sort of global conflict, I like to stay informed because I think it's interesting. Like we even had like the very last episode I think we had was the Ukrainian conflict.
Yep.
And I think that was I was very attached to that. I was trying to I'm still part of like OSINTs, which are intelligence sources that kind of just pick things up as soon as they come, and whether they're credible or not. I mean, it's neither here nor there. I mean, it's interesting, but I mean, when it comes to like, what's that?
The whole Ukraine shit is just wild.
Yeah,
me too. That's
Oh,
fucking nuts,
yeah.
and I believe it's still going on.
Oh yeah, it's still going on. Like just a year ago.
What do you think? I'll let you go. Jason, you go first with my questions.
Okay.
It's a thinker question.
Yeah, I think it started in like January of last year, and like just now, and it's unclassified, so I can talk about it. So I mean, it's just now the army is implementing some sort of like counter UAS stuff. So like they asked for it, and then immediately they're like, "Yeah, we'll throw $400 million towards it." Like immediately. So like as soon as they started seeing like all of the drones like dropping grenades on like Ukrainian positions, that kind of like jump started a whole like, yeah, this might be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
So I
My
mean,
favorite when they did like the interviews with like Putin and all that shit, and he was like, oh, "It's just training exercise, you know."
Yeah, and
We just want to be over here.
A lot of them in the beginning thought it was just like a whole training thing. Like I couldn't even imagine like going into that and like, yeah, this is just training.
How do you think people? It's kind of crazy to, at least to me. Vladimir Putin is another human being just like us, and somehow he's able to just lead people into a war for expansion.
Many lives to die for what?
I mean, it's a lot like
expansion.
past world leaders, you know. Every life is just a statistic, you know. I mean,
Right.
I think we're still in our infancy phase as a civilization.
it's fucked up, and I think war is like legitimately like obsolete at this point, especially at the global top politics level we have, especially with the UN.
It should be, yeah.
You know, and we have most of the first world nations, like even below first world, like according to what the first world definition is, like in a specific organization to just talk out the issues, and
Right.
somehow we're failing at that still. So it's interesting as a human species, as a specifically predatorial species, that we're failing at that, even if we have a organization to deal, like at least attempt to deal with it. But
this is why old people shouldn't be running politics, because they cling on to what their parents had,
yeah,
and their parents had World War II. So that mentality.
My dad was a lion.
Parents.
All right, was an alpha lion back in World War II.
No, he wasn't. No, he fucking. Your dad is everything that's wrong with adults today.
Actually, you are correct, but I mean, I was trying to add something else, but
this is actually a perfect. Okay, not a perfect, but I think this is a great segue into how the patriarchy, it ruins men's lives and women's lives.
There we go.
Yeah. Well, okay. Shitty people ruin things for everyone else. Doesn't matter who you are, man or woman, white or black. If you're a shitty person, you're probably going to ruin things for a lot of people. And well, it's just, the world's kind of in like a perpetual cycle of unneeded violence for some fucking reason. Yeah. And why do all the conflicts in the world exist? Like global military conflicts, I should say. Obviously, if some fucking guy cuts you off in traffic, you're gonna be pissed. But you're not gonna fucking go to his house, throw grenades at his window, shoot his fucking wife and kids, and torture him just to prove a point.
There's people out there that will do that, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's people that'll do that, but I mean, that's what I definitely think is obsolete, because I mean, you have this one guy who disagrees with this other guy. This other guy wants to, I mean, they disagree with them. What are they going to do? Fight directly? No, because they have like people under them that supposedly agree with them. So I mean, they're going to use those guys that are under him to go fight with the other guys. So I think eventually it's going to start like getting like disconnected when we start doing unmanned like robots and shit. Like when we start like putting in like robot dogs that have guns attached to them and shit like that we just drop by plane.
Do you think war is just going to increase at that point? There's no reason not to go to war. We're not losing human capital anymore.
It'll go one of two ways. In my opinion, it'll go one of two ways. That it'll increase because we have the capabilities to just like say, fuck it, we're not going to lose any lives. The only lives that we're losing is the people that oppose us. Or it's going to decrease. Like, we take the moral high ground. Like, this is fucked up. Like, why would we use like random AI technology to like just take like absolutely decimate this other country, because this other country knows that they can't take us, so why would we do this?
Yeah. I got a question for all of you. Do you think millennials or Gen Z, by the time those generations are, in their 40s, 50s, all the fucking boomers and Gen X, all the boomers are dead. Gen X, they're getting up there. How do you think the world is going to look? Are we going to be better?
No.
Are we going to learn?
No.
No.
God, no.
Dude,
God damn it.
My mom is a Gen X, and she called herself a weather witch. All right.
All right. Your mom. All right. Let's fast forward even further. All right. Baby boomers dead. Gen X dead. The fucking millennials are all fucking 60 and 70. Do you think we're any better then, or is human nature, or are we just fucked forever?
Fucked forever.
God damn it.
I think no matter what, I mean, it's in our biology. It's in our eyes. Our eyes are set together like in a predatorial way. we're just designed to have property. Like, this is mine. Stay
we
away from
covet.
it.
We covet. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's our issue.
I think our downfall is our want for expansion and our lust for conflict. But
But
I mean,
I have no desire. So like, why can't I just be in charge of everything?
I
right.
could give a single fuck what I got. As long as I'm living every day, I'm good.
Yeah. Why the people that are in power, why do they need?
Because it gets to their head.
I think the issue is money.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
I think that's a giant.
money is power.
I think at the end of the day, that's all it is. It's just financial. Like, who's paying you and why are you getting paid for it?
Yep. So like, do you think we live in a utopia if like all the money in the world just burns and we have to go back to bartering?
No,
Do you
because
think
then
like war?
we'd eventually try to like develop some sort of currency again.
Well, okay. What if the idea of currency in like coins or cash is just completely erased and all we have? I know this is very hypothetical,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
imagine the world where the only form of trade is bartering. You give fucking 25 Starbucks Frappuccinos and I let you stay at my house for a week.
So the only form of transaction is bartering. Is this still including the human tendency of ownership? Because
Yeah.
we're predators by nature, so we want to
Yeah.
own
Well,
stuff.
you need was it the fucking hierarchy for survival? A house is like the most important thing, or shelter. So yeah, you can't take that away. So
So we still have our own countries. It's not a utopia where like it's all just like a one world like
yeah, America still exists.
right.
We want oil, so we'll trade you for it.
Right. I still think it's gonna be the same. I mean, it's just gonna be shittier.
I suppose, yeah, because if you control all the land, you don't have to barter with anyone.
I feel like America is eventually just gonna expand to the point where like the world is just gonna become Amazon.com, or it's just gonna have a downfall like Rome, and there's just gonna be another one that like tries to be America but like fails miserably.
Yeah, I think our best bet is if we have one united, the entire world is under one leadership who's pretty much acting as a dictator, but is
Exactly.
actually a good, he's actually a good guy and he makes good decisions for the
Jeff
benefit of the people.
Bezos.
I don't
Earth.
trust that.
The new world is called Amazon.com. Right? I don't know. There is no good solution because again, we're predators by nature, so it's really hard.
Will
like,
it be opinion Amazon podcast?
Yeah, opinion Amazon opinion.amazon.podcast.com.
Can we print that on a shirt?
You want me to make that one a shirt?
Please, I beg of you.
I don't think we
That'd be
can
a
sell
good-
that.
That'd be a
I
good
don't think we can.
shirt.
I don't think we can sell that, but we can definitely wear it ourselves.
I would definitely wear that one.
Um,
Oh, dude,
fuck it. What?
this has gone like real controversial, but I mean, I like that. It's opinion podcast for a reason, but
Well, I think older people are stupid, and the fact that we have wars and we covet and we fight each other and so much, and the fact that money ruins our fucking lives, it's stupid. I think everyone's aware of it on some level. How
I would
fucking
say
pointless
as
half
someone
this shit is.
right. As someone who has firsthand experience, I would say a lot of it is behind or is old people catching old experiences and are like, it was better that back then because of this. You know, everyone had patriotism back then because they did this. You know,
You could buy a house for fucking 40 grand. I'd be patriotic as fuck. America would be better than every other country if we had the same standards of living in the 1960s as we do today. Now, by standards of living, I don't mean how culturally we were. I just mean economically how we were.
Yeah.
If we can take the economics from the fucking 50s and the 60s and the majority parts of our culture today, I would say that's the best we've ever been. That'd be fucking perfect. Well, that'd be really good.
Right. Well, you won't hear
That'd be
me
really good.
complaining about gas until 2026 for a very specific reason. But
Yeah. I was gonna ask all three of you. I mean, I know I've talked to two of you before about it already, but what are your thoughts on the new Barbie movie?
I'm gonna go see it.
You haven't seen it yet?
No, but I'm going to.
damn,
fuck.
all right.
I
Yeah,
can't.
we
Fuck.
can't say anything then.
I heard it's like not a kid movie.
It's
Not a
not.
kid-
It's not a kid movie. It's I mean, it's. Yeah, I would definitely
It's
say it's
rated
not a kid movie.
PG-13.
It's rated PG-13, but very lightly. Like I would say it's a.
Yeah.
They mentioned dick and vagina.
Yeah, exactly. So
That's
I would say. I would say it's definitely
My buddy,
like a little beyond PG-13, but
my buddies thought it was funny, so I'm like, fuck, I might actually have to go watch it then.
yeah. I mean, it's definitely
stuff.
a more liberal, I'd say. So, for lack of better vocabulary.
that's fair. I
Fine,
still
yeah,
want to
I
watch.
might actually plan on watching it then.
I still want to watch the Ben Shapiro video on it. I want to see what he has to say about
There's
it.
yeah.
I'm so. I feel like I already know a lot of the shit, if not all of the shit he's gonna take contention with. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a movie. It's just a movie. Enjoy the good parts of it.
I would
don't
say
know.
the same.
That's
Yeah,
that's
don't
my
get too
perspective,
caught
though,
up with it because there's a lot of people
I'm
who get
yeah,
triggered over it.
but
I
I'm
would
a
say, I
man.
mean, understand that it's not your demographic, but just enjoy it. You know. So a lot of people like get caught up
Don't
with
go
it. Like,
in with too high of expectations either, because I got disappointed because I thought it was going to be like one of the greatest movies I've ever seen.
The female
Based
likes
off
it the
of,
least out of all of us. That's funny.
that's crazy.
I got disappointed with it because of how highly people would talk about it with me.
It's the most important
Yeah.
feminist movie of all time. All right.
Could have been done better.
I think it wasn't bad, mostly because
No,
Ryan
it
Gosling
wasn't.
was there.
That's
My
good.
favorite character
That's
was
good because
Alan.
I'm glad that you and I, Jason, we had the same takeaway. Um,
Yeah.
Michael Cera, he's pretty good. He's been in some. He's a decent actor. He's a really fucking awkward one, but he's good.
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim.
Oh yeah.
don't know.
Was he the? What was his name again?
Michael Cera.
Yeah.
His most like iconic roles to me. He was in Superbad.
Yeah. No. I was trying to remember what his name was in the movie. It was like it wasn't Ken, but it was.
Alan.
Yeah, yeah, it was Alan. It was just like he was just there. All right, I'm sorry.
He was my favorite.
He was my favorite. That's why I
What
gotta
the
like.
fuck?
We gotta back up on spoilers here, but he's
It's
just
okay.
he's just there. That's why I like it. He's just.
Yeah, it's a pretty great movie so far. I'm gonna see Oppenheimer tomorrow in
Yeah,
IMAX.
yeah.
In IMAX.
Oh, I gotta
so
rewatch that in IMAX. I probably will watch it tomorrow. Honestly,
it was like a 3-hour movie, right?
it's a 3-hour movie. Yeah. Barbie
yeah.
or
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, it's a 3-hour
I
movie
don't-
for Oppenheimer.
I don't know how the fuck they would make a 3-hour Barbie movie. That would be.
I don't even know how they made a 2-hour version. Like that's. I was trying to find something, but all I keep like going back on is obesity, which has a real video, and then it has a C-130 that's just flipped upside down. That's just right next to the tree line.
So we want to talk about obesity in America. We can talk about that.
Do we want to talk about obesity and C-130s?
I think obesity is a depressing thing in America that can be tied to a lack of fitness being pushed as something to strive for. Obviously, everyone's lazy, but
Yeah.
it's more incentivized to eat unhealthily than it is to eat healthily.
Why do you say that?
Healthy foods are more expensive. Fat, shitty foods for you are a lot more prominent. The food industry in America, in terms of regulatory policy, is, I would say, inferior compared to a lot of other countries in terms of what we allow in our foods. Um, yeah, I would just say the overall like quality of food in America is trash compared to a lot of other places. I haven't
Understandable.
eaten anywhere else. I just can only. I'm only speaking from what I've seen.
I'll let
It's
you know in a couple of years if I end up going anywhere with my current job. But yeah, seems
I
like the current consensus is that because I've heard from other people who've actually been around the world who've done things, especially with this
yeah.
job, and they think the food is just better.
I I've I know
Like,
there's been so many fucking TikToks I've watched about it, but people describe how the food in this country it just isn't fulfilling because it's all a lot of sugars or carbs. I'm not sure if that's the right word I'm looking for,
yeah,
but
carbohydrates, sugars. I mean, definitely sugars because
it just
a lot of people say that the breads out of other countries are like a lot less sweet.
their actual bread. Yeah,
Right.
that's a great one. The bread we have here is fake as shit in comparison to what how actual bread is made. So you just eat more and more because nothing's really it
I've,
doesn't leave you actually feeling like you've eaten a meal. So by the time you do feel like you've eaten a meal, you've consumed about like 200 grams of trans fat,
right.
and now you have fucking arrhythmia in your heart, and you're going to die by the time you're 62 because heart disease is the #1 killer in this country.
What are your thoughts on that?
Um,
I'm curious for our guest that I feel like we should be giving more opportunities to talk, but
um,
Okay. Fuck. Sorry if you guys called for me. My dad hollered for me like he was in trouble, so I had to quickly run up.
oh,
it's
you're
all
good.
good.
Not a problem.
Just a busy person, and I get called all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. No, we're just curious on your opinion on American food versus like traditional, maybe even European food. Just like the breads are different, at least from what I've heard.
Oh, I fucking okay.
Okay, it's
I've
great.
tried like actual like French bread, like from Harris. I don't know.
Okay,
Shit's so good.
what would you say that would be the differences between American like traditional loaf between the European Paris bread?
I don't know. I just feel like out of state, like not out of state, but other country doesn't add the stupid shit that America does.
Like the excess sugar, or like would you say the
Yeah. Like
okay?
if you think about it, in America, there's so much unnecessary shit I think that they put in, and then there's so many brands, kinds of loaves, and they made it here, they made it this way. It's just it gets ridiculous.
Do you
I'm
think
just like
so? Would you say that capitalism is eventually going to be the downfall of America?
probably.
Damn. You know, as someone
I
who
don't doubt it.
is okay, so this is interesting because as someone who, when I was younger, interacted with seems to be like more, at least with the way we were raised, more conservative set, more pro government organizations. It's interesting to hear that from
Yeah, I just this country's going downhill.
you. Yeah, that's fair.
It's so bad. It's so bad. And I try to ignore it, but it's so hard to ignore it now.
That's
Would
It's
you
all
just
you
say
can
in your
do
face.
is you can just ignore it. That's the best you can do. Ignore it, make money, and fucking get out of it at some point.
I that's the mental. It's kind of shitty that I have to have that mentality at the age I'm at. I'm only 20, and the fact that I have to just be like, I want to ignore it. I don't want to get any worse than it already is. I hope to just make money, live my life peacefully, and hopefully die by the time it gets any worse.
Yeah.
exactly? Yeah. Except we'll probably
But then,
be meeting global heat death by 2080 or some shit.
oh yeah, yeah, it's not looking good.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think I'm more worried about. Yeah, I get worried about my situation because I'm young right now. But I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
I'm worried for my future kids. Like it makes me not want to bring kids into this world because I don't know what's gonna be in store for them.
Almost
You know
feels
what I mean?
pointless, you know.
Oh, for sure.
So I
But
mean that brings me to the other point. I mean, if anyone's seen, I haven't seen it specifically, like firsthand, but there's someone who's testifying ahead of the federal court about UFOs and extraterrestrial life forms. Has anyone else seen
It's
that?
just it's a distraction.
That's what I was saying.
That's all it
That's
is.
exactly what I
Mhm.
feel.
hmm
That's
oh
exactly
shit,
how
they
I feel.
figured something out. Let's throw this curveball at them. So
That's
Right.
why I started to get annoyed about all the submarine shit with the billionaires fucking. It was funny for the first
oh my god,
the
Yeah.
4 days. The memes, I fucking loved them. They were great.
the
And then
memes were
after,
so good.
It was only good because the billionaire also happened to be on there as well, and then he passed away because of his own idiocy.
yeah, the only person that I feel bad for is the son that like actually didn't want to go, but is he wanted to be nice to his dad for Father's Day.
Yeah, I heard about
But
that one. Yeah. Yeah.
it's there. I still think my favorite one is the scene from Interstellar when fucking Matt Damon is like talking to Matthew McConaughey, and he's like, "There was a moment in time," and then the fucking airlock it just capsizes because the pressure of space,
Right.
and it's just like POV you on the sub.
Yeah, I guess I could see that's pretty good.
It's pretty funny. I want to buy that controller.
The Logitech. Yet
Yeah.
the problem is now is that because everyone knows that that's the controller, it's
So
definitely
wild,
overpriced
dude.
now.
Yeah. I mean,
It's so wild to me.
that has been industry norm for a while. I remember fucking 5 years ago seeing a photo of a U.S. naval submarine, them using an Xbox 360 controller for like a periscope,
Yep.
just because I don't know, it's pretty intuitive. Not too many buttons. It fucking works. So it doesn't feel right. If I remember right, the like actual issue with the submarine was that he was using carbon fiber instead of steel. I know people love to say that carbon fiber is stronger than steel, but only for like a certain type of strength. I
Right.
can't remember what the exact name of strength it is, if it's tensile, but carbon fiber is weaker, so it just kind of went kablooey.
I think their whole goddamn submarine was just a joke in to begin with.
Yeah,
Yeah, did you see this photos of them? They're just sitting on the floor.
Oh, so bad.
Oh my
You
god.
spent what, like,
um,
how was it? What was the price that it was like 250,000
yep,
for a
Yeah, it was
ticket?
like
yep,
it was quarter
yep.
You
million
spend
dollars.
that much to sit on a fucking carpet. I don't even know if it was carpet
Yeah.
to be in this fucking looks like a giant toilet pipe and to look at the wreckage of the Titanic. The best part about it is I think they said that there's no windows and you would have to look through a screen.
Yeah.
What the fuck were they thinking?
At
I could
that,
just type in
yeah,
Google the wreck from Titanic and I'd be more happy to see that.
At that
at
yeah,
that fucking
at that
yeah.
point, yeah. I mean, you're not
Yeah.
actually seeing it.
Either
No,
that or if you
'cause
have that level of money, just fucking go on whatever device James Cameron used. That survived. It's good.
Yeah.
Or,
well, it just shows that you have that much of stupid amount of money that you could dump that much money to be hunched over in a tube to look through a screen at the wreckage of the Titanic. Makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it definitely
yeah,
made. I mean, there was a kid in there. I mean, it was definitely like a younger guy. He was like
19-year-old
more.
kid.
Yeah, he was like more hesitant to go. That's who I
Oh
feel
yeah,
bad for the most. But
exactly. And
he's the only one
it's
I
just,
feel bad for.
yeah,
and I love like the fucking people that are like, oh, we'll find him. No, you're not.
yeah,
Shut up. And
exactly.
the fact that they found the wreckage a few hours that oxygen level went out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
The
And I will be the president in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
the other funny thing that stood out to me from that was the CEO of OceanGate. He started, he fired a lot of the safety guys because they weren't agreeing with him, and also I remember stating that no company wants a bunch of old white guys to be on like the safety committee or whatever. Pretty much stating that, yeah, we want young, diverse people with fresh ideas, not old white guys. Uh, I kind of understand that, I do, but the issue is when it comes to safety, you can't give a fuck who it is when it comes to the surface level shit. They need to be safety. They
Right.
they need to know their shit.
Right.
I don't know.
But like, that's what I heard is they fired one guy like 2 weeks before it was launched because he pointed out flaws in it, and then they fired him for it. Like major
Yeah.
safety flaws about it, and then they still fired him.
It
Yeah,
upsets
I
me
heard
that
about that because he was trying to. I think he was trying to whistleblow about it, and they were like, "Yeah, no, you're gonna say something against our company, okay, buddy."
be quiet. Yeah.
Yeah.
It upsets me that the government distraction has worked this well. I mean, how much of all of us know about this fucking situation?
Thanks.
Think of all the other information that we could have absorbed during that time, but instead
No,
we know how three dumbasses and one unfortunate kid got fucking pulverized by the ocean.
my guess is that it's a distraction for like, all right, you hear about all this space stuff that's going on. You should put more government funding towards our our space branch.
I agree.
What is it called? Like our
Space Force.
yeah, space. Oh my god, dude, that's how you know that I'm intoxicated as fuck. I can't even name the space force.
The biggest problem that I have with this country, you got all these people that got all this money, just loaded with money. And the fact that we still have problem with like housing and people that can't even afford shit for like hygiene products,
Yep.
food, it's it's actually saddening the fact that you don't do nothing about it. Nothing.
It's just, yeah. That's why
It's yeah, I don't get it. It makes me sad.
I have a lot of respect for the people of France that are protesting against their government for, I think it was like increasing their retirement age by a few years. And as
Yeah.
a response, people started walking en masse through streets, burning down buildings,
Yep.
being a fucking nuisance to the government. That's amazing. The amount
Hey.
of shit that our government does, and yeah, we got people posting on TikTok angry fucking rants and talking about how miserable and shitty this place is. But fuck it, there's like nothing substantial that's ever done. It never feels like there is. It's a losing battle,
We
which it isn't.
complain, but we don't act on what we're complaining about.
Well, yeah, I mean, what
Except
are
when we
you
do
supposed to
act,
do?
it's a bunch of fucking idiots who don't exactly know what the fuck
Yeah,
they want to accomplish, and then we just look bad.
I mean, what are you supposed to do if you want to? The people that would be held responsible for how shitty our situation is, let's say the people at the Federal Reserve, they're the ones to blame. It's not that simple, but let's just say it is. What do you do with them? You just fucking kill them and just say that they're
Yeah.
voted out of office on whose authority? Yours? You're not the government. You're against the government. You're a traitor now to this country.
Exactly.
It's
That's what's always like interesting to think about. Like if you lose some sort of insurrection, you're the. I mean, obviously the last insurrection, the January 6th, absolutely retarded, and off of
yeah,
like the most retarded like claims and
QAnon. All right,
opinions, and
enough.
yeah, that's all you got to say is QAnon.
The Pizzagate shit. All right, that is
Right.
Pizzagate as a political movement realized.
But that's an
But
interesting thought, though. I mean, if they had supposedly, this interesting universe, if they had won, they would have been seen as the heroes. I mean,
yeah, it's
it's whoever. It's obviously elementary and like the most basic thing to think about. But I mean, whoever wins, it's their story to write. So
Yep.
that's interesting to think about.
I don't know. You guys have
I-
convinced me. This country's never going to change. It's just fucked.
You thought it was gonna. It was never gonna change.
I had hope. All right. It just baffles.
Hey, I give you credit though for hoping. It means that you
It
care.
it it shouldn't. What if we just got all the world leaders together and I'll give them fucking MDMA, and then I think they'll just stop.
So give everyone in the UN NDMA. Act like
Yeah.
you're giving a speech and like everyone consume a
Take a
cookie
sip.
right now.
Take a sip from
Yeah.
your fucking water. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be talking for a while here, and then 20 minutes later, I feel like half of them would die from a heart attack, and the other half, they'd be good. They'd be better off.
Which is good, yeah, because we need younger people if they're making decisions for the entire planet. Right?
I think if you need to run for political office, you need to take an empathy test. Empathy test. You can't make fucking trades with the stock market.
Right.
There you go. You get rid of so many people. So
Yeah,
what's the best country then? The best current country.
America.
Sure.
You just spent the
Fucking
last
number
hour and a half shit talking it. It's still the best.
That's what a gun-toting American would say.
Jason, you're a true American.
Yeah, of course I am.
I think this country could be the best. It really could. It's just,
I think unfortunately it is. I think that's the way to put it. Is that unfortunately it is. Is that it has
But,
potential? Like it has the ability for you to have potential for it to be better. At least
what if
it's written that way. But
yeah. What if I say that like Germany is a better country?
I'd say you're wrong because they are decommissioned nuclear power plants and you're mentally disabled.
All right. I don't disagree with that, but to play devil's advocate, sure they're decommissioning nuclear, but they still have a energy source available to them at the moment, I believe.
Which
So,
most of it came from Russia originally, which recently turned on them as they are siding on Western nations specifically.
All right. Let's go with Switzerland. What's Switzerland doing?
Which is a
Yeah,
Nordic
what do they
country
do?
that recently, I think, did they just recently side with NATO? Like they just.
That's a good thing, right? Right? NATO, we're the good guys. You know?
Well, I mean, it depends on what your opinion is on the good guys. I mean, if you think Western nations is where we should be in the world, which personally, I think, which, with my beliefs, aligns up with mostly Western nations. So I think that it's a good thing, but it really
I like
depends
my
on
Western. Yeah, I like the Western world. I wish I had an Eastern sense of spirituality.
Okay, Switzerland is not a part of NATO, but cooperates with defense alliance within a partnership for peace and Europe. Okay, I thought it was supposed to be Swiss seek closer defense ties to EU, NATO.
I wish I could wow.
Huh.
Live in the United Kingdom.
That'd be
UN?
pretty fun.
Yeah,
I feel like it would just
get
be
away with
America,
it.
but without guns.
Yeah, I can see me toting around a machete.
I feel like it would just be like America, but like you walk out into the street instead of feeling like, okay, my life might go blank in an instant. It might just like bleed out and die.
Right.
I mean, what
Instead of
difference would
that,
it be?
somebody's going
The
to stab
same-
me to death, like repeatedly.
The same thing could happen here, though. Someone could shoot you to death. So what's the difference?
At least shooting to death is quicker,
All right.
if they're
Well, if you
if
get
they're good
stabbed-
at aiming.
I don't think the majority of people in this country have good aim.
Yeah, I agree with that.
In the UK, I'm trying to think of immediate benefits to the UK. You have beautiful countryside, can't deny that.
Which America has as well.
Yeah. You got isn't No, Scotland isn't a part of the main island. That's
Free
the
but
west.
slow healthcare.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually. That's a
Yeah,
start.
it's not the best, but I mean it's not. But
You
it's
call
free.
it
I mean,
football. You call it football instead of soccer.
yeah,
You know, that's
exactly.
that's another good one. Uh, English cuisine is fucking disgusting.
Yeah,
That's an L. That's an L right there.
yeah. I mean, but at the same time, well, they're not part of the EU anymore either. So I mean, you couldn't really.
I call British people English people still.
Well,
Yeah,
I feel like it's proper English.
Yeah.
English.
You got you got Big
It
Ben.
just sounds weird when people say, yeah, they're British.
Yeah.
They
British.
speak British. And I'm like, yeah, okay, you need to get punched in the face.
All right. The accents that people have would fucking irritate me immensely.
So I
Why
think
do you hate their accents so much?
I like their
I did,
accent.
British accents sound so fucking annoying half the time.
Really, you like Kingsman, don't you?
All right. I do. It has to be. There's no in between. It either sounds like good, it sounds proper, professional, or it just sounds fucking annoying.
So it sounds like Obi-Wan Kenobi or a homeless person.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's awful. All right. I think this is the most American thing though. Acknowledging that our country is shit in a lot of ways. But also being prideful of like at least we're not the UK.
Yeah, that's
At
true.
least we
We're
don't
always
have
better.
goofy accents, you know?
We're better than them still.
Yeah.
No, I'd still say Switzerland. Switzerland wins. They have. What are they failing at? I suppose. You know what? Why don't I just fucking look it up instead of asking
Yeah.
you all the goddamn questions?
Switzerland.
I mean, I know they don't have to like worry about a defense budget because we all fucking do that, but
I feel like a lot of like European nations are lining up like doing the same bullshit the other Western nations are, including America. So I mean, I can't really say 100% that another country
what
is
do you
better than
mean?
us, but
What do you mean they're doing
probably
the
just
same
the
thing
same
that we are?
bullshit, like bailing out the banks and you know screwing out the.
Fucking Denmark. I remember during the 2008 that whole housing recession shit. Denmark was, I believe, the only country to actually prosecute someone for the actions that they did,
Good.
which is a start. They only prosecuted one fucking person, but that's better than literally every other country.
Maybe Denmark then. You know what? They seem like
Denmark?
generally neutral.
Yeah.
They seem happy. Lego came from Denmark.
Uh,
I mean, I looked up Switzerland. I literally just looked up Switzerland fail. And I looked up, and it came up with a Swiss central bank urges review of too big to fail.
ooh, yikes.
Yeah, so Switzerland Bank says it's time to review rules aimed at preventing disastrous bank collapses. So, I mean, it's literally just. I looked up Switzerland and just banks just pop up.
Sweet, fuck, the Ben Stiller movie, The Secret Life of
Oh, this is one of my favorites.
Walter Mitty, that's what it fucking was.
Yeah, something Mitty.
Whatever country that was where he's on the fucking skateboard. Isn't that Denmark?
No.
Or Greenland? Is it Greenland?
Yeah. Greenland or Iceland.
You know what?
Secret
Greenland,
Life of
Iceland,
Walter
or Denmark?
Mitty.
Iceland. That's wild.
Denmark, Copenhagen. You know what? Yeah. Denmark. That seems like it'd be fun to get. Only 10-hour flight to Copenhagen? Hell yeah. The Netherlands. That'd be pretty interesting to live in. Denmark is the happiest country.
Tokyo's where I'm gonna be.
Yeah, the Ben Stiller movie, the Ben Stiller film, Secret Life of Walter Mitty, was largely filmed in Iceland.
Nice.
The scenes were supposed to happen in Iceland as well as Greenland, Afghanistan, Yemen, or the Himalayas. Were filmed in Iceland. Stikishalamore. Alright, I probably butchered that, but anyway, this is from your friend Reykjavik. Alright. I apologize if I butchered that as well. This is from your friend Reykjavik.com. But this is interesting.
Sure.
I mean, if that's what you're talking about, yeah, it's mostly Iceland, like you said.
I'm trying to find the cost of living in Tokyo specifically, even though that would be the most expensive area. But
I don't know. They're racist as fuck, aren't they?
I mean, yeah, but we're kind of used to it here. So.
At least the organization I'm in, we don't accept it. So I mean,
What do you mean your organization doesn't accept it?
we
You
don't
talked about the fucking white
accept it.
supremacist. The white supremacist that everyone's just like, okay, he's a white supremacist. Cool.
On a broad perspective, we don't accept it.
On
Unless
an
we
individual-
see someone who individually does it, then we just kind of accept it.
Yeah.
You see how like eventually things can get corrupt the way you talk about it.
Yeah, that's fair. How much does Tokyo cost? Just fucking tell me. I just want an average. Okay. The average monthly rent for a one-room studio apartment, around 20 to 25 square meters, costs about $727 in Tokyo. Apartment of the same size in Osaka will be a little bit lower at 450. Jesus fucking Christ. That's pretty good.
For a big city, that is actually pretty good. If you look
That's
at it like in
fucking
Minneapolis.
insane.
Yeah.
Minneapolis, that's. You know what? Yeah. Okay, so Tokyo. Let's say not the nicest place, but a place that you could actually live somewhat comfortably at. That's $800.
Right.
Minneapolis, apartment. Da 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 da. Rent.com. Sure. First one I see is for $1450 a month.
That's badass.
$1,500 a month. $1,400. I mean,
To
these
be
places don't look
fair-
terrible. They don't look terrible,
Right.
but all right. I want to find a place equivalent to what I'm currently paying.
To be fair,
Um,
we are one of the highest paid people out of first world countries.
What do you mean highest paid?
Like we have a better economy, we're higher paid.
Well,
Like
it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like
Yeah.
it, but
it's
I know
just imagine
we are.
just imagine them. Imagine how shitty they're paid. Like
Oh shit.
Yeah, but they're probably living happier lives than us.
Yeah, but I mean we got money, you know? Let's watch the
Oh, fuck,
Lorax, alright?
Oh fuck! These places actually look nice, and they're like $400 cheaper. They actually look nice.
Hey, just
What
watch
the fuck? Why am I living in this town? What
watch
the fuck?
watch the Lorax and watch the midget guy. That's who we are, alright?
I will have to rewatch the Lorax. It's been a while. What the fuck? Why am I living in this fucking town paying this much money for this apartment? Yeah, they got air conditioning, washer and dryer inside the unit, oversized closets, cable ready, dishwasher, refrigerator, balcony, patio, elevator, playground, maintenance on site, management on site, public transportation, barbecue, bike racks, community room, courtyard, electric thermostat, high ceilings, large closet, yada yada. I've already said all this shit. What's
Are
the
you having
catch?
trouble paying for your apartment?
I'm not having trouble. It's just fucking stupid with how expensive
Pull
it is.
yourself up by your bootstraps.
Fuck you. All right. Fuck you. I think next time, I've never had someone say that to me unironically. If I ever do, I'm gonna just try and muster the most vicious "fuck you" I can ever say to someone, and hope that they just scream at them.
Yeah, you know it. Yeah, I do the same.
Not even just say anything. Just look in the eye. And just fucking scream at them as loud as I can.
Yeah.
Dennis moment.
Especially me, all right? You know what I did for this country? All right? I sat on my ass for this country. All right.
Yeah, the money that gets taken out of my paycheck goes towards you. Alright?
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. It goes towards me shooting at balloons on a range.
It's good to know
with a new scope.
It's good to know that my money is being spent effectively.
Yeah. I just got paid the other day. I used your money. I used the American tax dollars money for my internet bill. That's shit to begin with. So
I want it back. Can you give
no,
me my money back?
no,
No?
no. It's mine.
Okay.
It's mine to have. It's mine to keep.
Oh yeah, that's right. You earned it.
Yeah.
uh,
How does our
Yeah.
guest feel on that? That I'm probably going to use the hard-earned money that you spent towards taxes. I'm going to use it towards alcohol. How do you feel?
That sounds like America to me. Shit, but I mean, I would do the same thing if I were in your shoes.
well, yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, it's only
I don't
right.
I don't disagree with taxes. I mean, we actually have a pretty low tax rate compared to some other countries.
Right.
The biggest issue is just how it's all spent.
I think
That's
the biggest issue. What's that?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I mean, to me, the biggest issue is taxation without representation, which was like a big thing back then. And I feel like people who are under 18 who can't vote aren't able to vote on who's representing them, so they shouldn't be paying taxes, or at least income tax. At least that's my opinion. But
yeah. So like all kiosks have a special sale for like people under 18, no sales tax.
I mean, there can be sales tax, but like at least no income tax on people who, who aren't able to vote yet. But
yeah, that's fair. But no, the government needs money.
Right.
To send
always needs money.
to send
They don't
Jason
give a shit if they
to
work for
go
it
to
or
the
not.
to send Jason to go to the liquor store and
Yeah.
spend your money on a podcast.
I mean, that is 100% correct. The money you're
finances well spent.
The money you're spending right now is paying for this podcast right now. So if you say
You hear that?
if you say finances well spent, then there we go. I mean, that's all we need.
No, we don't have any live viewers, do we?
No, I keep checking every now and then. We have like net 0 viewers, which is lower than what we had last year, so it's crazy. I even added like tags, but it doesn't help.
It's okay. Like I said, after this episode is over, we'll make a TikTok account. We'll start doing some funny skits. It'll be funny. It'll be good. And we'll just pop off.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I think once we get
all the
Nocam's gun tricks, knife tricks.
yes, those.
Do you guys still have that on your accounts?
Yeah, they're still on my account.
Okay.
I might repost them.
If you want to repost them, send them to me, and I'll make an opinion planet. TikTok.
Okay. TikTok, funny TikTok. I think once we get like 30 subscribers, I think we can officially say we've popped off.
I can say that. I don't want a large demographic. I just want like people who like listen to it every now and then. Like who wants to add in their 2 cents.
Yeah, this podcast would be weird if we had like Joe Rogan levels of fame.
Right.
I don't.
Again, though. At that point,
I mean, I wouldn't be bugging about that though.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Regardless, you're coming back on, but
I think people would, because you're a guest on like the new biggest podcast of the world, the information that you've said in this episode, they would find you. They would harass you. They'd be, "Oh, I know you. Hey, can I get an autograph?" And then, there would be the people that like, "Hey, give me money or else."
Money me now.
How would you feel about that?
I feel like I could get away with it for a little bit.
Just
I like my peace and quiet though.
Yeah.
just weld their necks or some shit. Yeah, that'd be good.
I don't like, to be honest, I don't like talking to people. Very antisocial.
That's fair. Most people are shit.
You talk to your coworkers?
Oh yeah, those guys I'll talk to. I'll talk their ear out. It's
Wow.
so I don't know what it is now. Like I still have like really bad social anxiety out in public. So I like to
Crazy.
just keep to myself.
I'm more antisocial than you. I barely talk to my coworkers.
Really?
Which-
It's just because I feel like you're just not really. I think once you start talking to them, because like when I first started working the place I'm at now, there's this one guy that like never says a word. Like he was super fucking quiet, and I thought me and him were gonna clash.
yeah.
Now he's my best fucking friend because I made one comment and I told him that I'm a big car head. I love cars, and he was like a kid at candy store, and we became friends from it.
That's pretty cool.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but like I said, in public, I don't go out of my way to talk to people or nor do anything.
How would you meet your acquaintance, your significant other?
So I always make the joke that she's like homeless and very classy when she really didn't do much. She was just so when I moved here, it was on my birthday, December 30th, and then we had the New Year's party, which was the next night,
Right.
and she's actually my neighbor. She lives with her sister, and she was coming over, and she came downstairs in a sweatshirt, leggings, slides, and a backpack full of alcohol, and I said, "Yep, that's the one."
Damn. All right. So it just
So, yeah.
happened to be. It just kind of
Yep,
happened.
yep. There's a few problems with her. She's got an attitude problem because she's a fiery redhead, but I gotta get past that.
I think someone else in here can relate to that, but
Love her a lot, but she's got a attitude problem.
yeah. So do you believe in true love?
Yeah, I do. Actually, do.
That's kind of cool.
As corny as it sounds, I truly do.
Do you believe everyone like deserves it, or do you think there should be some people that just like are destined to just shoot up a bank and then kind of just leave this earth?
What the fuck did I come
Probably.
It's pretty good.
I genuinely think that there's some people that should actually leave this earth
Yeah.
and that don't deserve any sort of love whatsoever.
You think that person's name is Nocam?
Yes.
No, actually.
Just say it. Just say yes.
No.
Ah, shit.
So I have a very strong hatred towards sex offenders and like just people in that nature.
Yeah.
Rapists,
What?
sex
Are you
offenders,
serious?
child molesters. Yeah. I hate them.
Yeah, I mean, which is understandable.
Despise them. So I think those are the people that should rot in hell.
Yeah.
I disagree with that.
All right. You need to.
I mean, everyone's got their own opinion.
All right, Jason. No, you're in the hot seat now. Explain. What do you disagree with? What do you disagree with?
I think everyone should have a second chance.
That's wild.
Okay.
I think
So the
everyone should
fucking
be able to molest another person.
Wow. That's crazy.
Holy shit!
All right.
How fucking drunk are
I'm
I can't imagine.
I'm
Sober,
stop-
you would never say
I'm
this.
stopping here.
See, this
Yeah,
is the fucking
I
cancellation
just,
episode.
yeah,
Goddamn.
this is the cancellation episode. I just thought it was interesting because it's very obvious that, like, yeah, I mean, everyone has like a specific hatred towards sex offenders to that nature. Like, especially to like the last episode we talked about the pizza guy and like if he ended up on the show somehow or way he just wouldn't end up. He wouldn't leave alive, So
for context, we were talking about a guy on the Chris Hansen the Catch a Predator show where
It was the
Chris
Catch a
Hansen
Predator. It was a new one.
Dateline. No.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't Dateline. It was Hansen versus Predator. Actually,
Ah.
it's the newer one. Yeah, he came in. I believe like actually last year we talked to Jordan about it. Like the guy who ate pizza.
Oh, I'm trying to remember.
The Jeff Sokol guy. And all you have to do is just look up Jeff Sokol.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's just like
Where he sits
casually
there and he's
eating
like, well,
pizza.
Can I eat? And he goes, "Yeah, you enjoy your pizza."
Yeah. Why don't you enjoy those pizza or that pizza while I read these chats here? You know.
It's just
And then like his face when he was just eating it makes me
Yep.
just want to fucking right hook him.
Yeah.
Even when he was eating pizza, it just pissed me off.
Dude, he asked
There's
like,
just
"Are you his dad?
some
Or
people.
are you their dad?" Like, no, you would have been on the ground if you were their dad, or if that was their
Oh my
dad. Like,
God, like that way he was smacking his lips and just
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this
Dude,
motherfucker should
there's
get shot.
there's a GIF inside the Molly chat. We have like different chats of the hosts, and like he's like swooping up the pizza's cheese with his tongue and everything, and
What the fuck?
So bad. I feel like they like enhanced the audio when he was eating. I was like, no,
yeah, every time, yeah, it just seemed like they're driving the
his
point
chewing got
home.
louder and louder.
Yeah. Yeah, so
That was so bad.
obviously I agree with that. I just felt like I had to say something controversial to make
I love
the
Chris Hansen.
episode.
I love watching Chris Hansen.
I listened to his podcast on the way down here again because I was driving my car down, my new vehicle down here, and I was just listening to his new podcast, and I thought it was good because he was expanding on it, and he has like people who talk to him afterwards, and
Yeah.
so I just threw it in opinions. His beautiful tongue swooping in the cheese and pepperoni into his mouth.
Beautiful.
It's still funny that the last episode of the show that was being aired on ABC, was it? The last episode was taken down because the guy was someone of prominent stature, and he killed himself.
Yeah, that was actual. That wasn't Hanson vs. Predator. That was actual like
Catch a
Dateline.
Predator.
That was
right?
Dateline NBC. That was NBC.
Mm.
Yeah. And that was the final episode. Somebody turned around and said, "Nope, I'm gonna make the smart decision tonight. Even though I've already contacted and made sexual innuendos to a minor tonight, I'm going to go home and rethink my life." They went home,
Wait, what?
and the police showed up, and they killed themselves.
The one upside to all of this is no matter what, I think these people die.
Yeah.
Whether it's by sewer slide or the fact that once you're in prison and people find out about what you've done, you won't be surviving. You're done.
That's always an interesting thing to think about. Is that once they get in, and then the second they start finding out, the rumor spreads, like your life is over.
Fucking, it doesn't matter, obviously. I mean, fucking Jeffrey Dahmer murdered 20, 30 something people.
Yep.
All it took was just like, well, okay, not all it took, but killed a kid, and then got his fucking brains caved in. So
Didn't he also do some other things? I feel
he
like
he did some cannibalism, some necrophilia, and
yeah.
tried turning people into a zombie by using a drill bit in a certain way. I'm not gonna say how, but
All right.
I
haven't heard about that.
It was a medical practice done in the 60s. All right, it was proven to not be true. It happened to one of the Kennedys. The lobotomy? Is this
Lobotomy? Are you talking about what are you talking about?
what fucking Dahmer did to people? He did a lobotomy on them to try and make them into a personal puppet.
Interesting.
Attempted.
A lobotomy is chopping off. Was it the frontal lobe of the brain?
Chopping off's not the right word I'd use, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, definitely not the right word usage, but yeah, that's what it is. It's taking off parts of the frontal lobe, but yeah.
Yeah, just fucking ice picked to the 60s were an interesting time. Like I said, if we could economically be the 60s and everything else modern times, I think would be pretty good.
Yeah, I'd agree with that because economically we're throwing a ton of money towards NASA, so I'd support that.
Does it depress you to know that like we lost the technology to go to the moon?
We didn't lose it really. I mean, we still have technology to go to the moon. Hence why we're going there in 2 years. But
I thought like it was gone, as in decommissioned, used for other shit. If you want to go to the moon, you have to build a whole new spacecraft for it.
I mean, that's probably what it kind of was. I mean, I don't know the specifics of it anymore because I kind of lost. Like I'm not as versed in the topic as I was definitely like originally when I started this podcast. But yeah, I mean, I think
I suppose.
it's
Did you get the whole opinion planet? Did you get inspired by NASA? Is that why we're a planet?
probably. I mean, I think I don't know because it's still something. It's stuff that I find interesting. So that could be that could be something why. I just thought I just wanted a cool acronym for it, like OPP.
That's fair. I remember my original name for this podcast was Rusty Suits.
I remember that.
That's
Yeah,
dog. That's dog shit.
I tried with I tried working with it. Well, that would have been RSP. That would have been bad.
RSP? Yeah.
That would have been close to RASP, which is Ranger Selection Program, or yeah, something to that effect. So I mean that could have been cool.
Molly, what would your name for the podcast have been?
My name for the podcast?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't
What?
think I would have been able to think of anything. I would have been able to think of like the stupidest things ever that like were jokes, but not
Right.
like an actual
All right, name one
name.
thing, even if it's a joke.
Say one thing.
Yeah, name it.
Kitty cat.
Hat? Alright.
Pretty cats.
Yeah.
So we're
PC.
furries.
We're the PCP podcast.
PCP podcast.
I was looking at my cats when I thought of it.
No,
Molly, do you know what
I don't believe
do you know what PCP is?
No.
Let's do some education for all people. How the fuck do you say? Okay, Fasenilide, Fensicolide. How the fuck? Also known as angel dust, among other names, is a dissociative anesthetic mainly used recreationally for significant mind-altering effects. PCP, it's another psychedelic. Not a fun one either. It's one that, you know, you can like blow a cloud of dust in someone's face and you can just do whatever the fuck you want to them. They're dead, pretty much. They can't do anything.
Yep.
Cause hallucinations, distorted perceptions of sounds, and violent behavior. You know what? That actually fits this podcast pretty well.
Actually, yeah, that's what I was just thinking of. Like it. I mean, that's a pretty good
All
description.
right, Molly. That's pretty good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your suggestion.
Gracias. The Pretty Cats podcast, PCP. What about you, our guest, Jordan? I mean, Black Lung, of course, or Jay.
Wrong shit. You went through all the fucking wrong things.
Hey, I missed the last name. Oh shit! He just left.
You just left. Good job. You just fucking doxed.
What?
So it had to be. It had to be.
I didn't
It had
even
to be
say.
something else.
I didn't even know how to spell it correctly.
It's got to be something else.
Yeah,
It's got to be something else.
no way. Dude,
It's got to be
he
something else.
just texted me. You're done.
That'd be kind of funny if he actually did.
That would be kind of funny. I like that. I need to stop being drunk when I do this shit because I've done it twice now. I think for the next one, I should probably be a little sober.
Just try it. See how. Just try
Yeah.
see how it goes. You know. For the next episode, I'll be. Oh,
So,
now he's back.
yeah, it was your voice. It was just messing up, so I just had to quickly fix it.
I was just gonna say next episode I'll be the intoxicated one. You guys can vote on what substance I fuck myself up with.
Alcohol.
Alcohol? Really?
Superior. Yeah, it's the best one.
God damn it! Both of fuck. All right.
Shit, he's actually gone. Oh my god.
All right. Well, I mean that's fair. It's almost 9
Yeah,
o'clock.
I
You know,
was.
he has a girlfriend.
To
So.
be fair, I was gonna wrap it up soon. To me, it is about 10 o'clock. So I mean, I am getting tired. It says he's still online. I think I actually like messed that up for him. I think it's because I said his name, huh?
Maybe. Yeah, I want you to think about that. I want you to feel bad about yourself.
The previous me would have felt bad. All right, I'm probably going to dwell on it for a couple seconds, and then I'm probably going to do something fun, and then I'm probably just forget about it. So, I mean,
We'll talk to him in like a couple of years or so. You know, when he's living in Japan, and
no, I said at the beginning of the episode, as soon as I get my motorcycle license, I'm going to call him back, or we're going to have him on again. All right.
All right, fair enough.
And I'm going to get mine for free. All right.
Wow. Well, I'm paying for it.
That's insane.
I'm paying for it.
Yeah,
so
you, the guest, or you, the listener, is paying for it actually. So
yeah, that's pretty good.
So I thank you for paying for useless garbage that I'm probably not going to use. Yeah, he's not even saying anything. He's gone for good. I think that was actually my fault, huh? Fuck. I swear to God, like the second I said his name, he just disappeared.
You already said his name earlier in the episode as well.
Right. So I don't know. That's got to be crazy. I mean, if that's I'm actually the issue.
But it's okay. We'll let the viewer know next week. Live Opinion Planet podcast. We'll
yeah.
I don't know. It'll be the same shit but different.
You probably found us through TikTok because we just created the account tonight. Because I'm gonna set that up as soon as I get off here. So
yeah. So you know, fucking ignore the part where Jason was in favor of.
Hey. That's not my name. My name is Nocam.
You know.
Don't say my name.
You know what I'll do to make sure that we actually like get really popular is I'm gonna do a stitch on TikTok of you saying that, and then I'm just gonna like rail about how fucking disgusting you are of a human being, and then that'll drive traffic to the podcast.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted Olivia to do that one time.
Yeah, it's true. Hey, you said another person's name.
Hey, they're not on here, so it doesn't matter. Hey, they said they were on here at some point, and then I said their name, and they were fine with it. But they they said that they were gonna be like that they're like in private messages that they were gonna be the Keemstar basically to my Leafy. You know, we were gonna like create some interesting story arc, but whatever. That's fine.
Wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, just call me. That'd actually be good. Like call Opinion Planet disgusting. All right. Well, I thank you for tuning in. That's crazy. He's actually like gone. I don't know if that's internet or if that's because I actually fucked up. I don't think that was like a big thing though. But
it's okay. Well, you live and you learn.
Well, we'll tune you in next time. Next time we'll actually have advertisements, some interesting scripts to go over. And we'll have like real structure to this episode. So the first two was just some interesting banter between us two, just to kind of get back into the kick of things. And now it's for real. All right, this is the real rebooted OPP. So thank you for tuning in. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we live still or no more?